A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike. Luckies are milder.
And science provides the proof.
Yes, scientific tests prove Lucky Strike is milder than any other principal brand of cigarettes.
Test after test produce conclusive evidence of Lucky Strike's greater mildness. But that's not all. These scientific tests are confirmed by independent consulting laboratories, and they prove
Lucky Strike, mildest of 6 major brands tested.
there's no doubt when you light up a Lucky, you get a smoother smoking, milder tasting cigarette. And you enjoy the rich taste of fine tobacco because
LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Fine, light, naturally mild tobacco that gives you more real, deep down smoking enjoyment.
So for the rich taste of fine tobacco, for smoothness and mildness with never a rough puff, light up a Lucky. Yes, prove to yourself what scientific tests prove. Lucky Strike is milder than any other principal brand of cigarettes. Make your next carton Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, it isn't often that our star goes out on a personal appearance tour. But having decided to go, a lot of preparations have to be made. At the moment, Jack is in conference with Steve Bradley, his publicity man.
Yes, sir, Benny, this is the greatest idea I ever had. You just listen to me and we'll pack every theater from the sun-kissed shores of California to the rock-bound coast of Maine.
But, Steve...
Well, an idea. Hand me that phone. I'll order the posters right now. We'll have billboards all over the country.
But, Steve... Look, I've never been billed that way before. Jack Benny, the platinum ball of fire. I mean, it's ridiculous. I've never worked with fans or balloons.
I'm way ahead of you, Benny. Now, instead of fans or balloons, you'll come out in a blue spot and do your stuff with 2 violins.
What?
At the end of the dance, the violins open and pigeons fly out.
Pigeon?
Certainly. We got to do something to take their attention away from those skinny legs of yours.
Now, look, Steve, I'm not going to go for any of your crazy... Excuse me, there's someone at the door. What a silly idea. Jack Benny, the platinum ball of fire.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Mary. Come on in.
Where's Rochester?
That's what I'd like to know. Last night he asked me if he could have the evening off. I haven't seen him since.
Well, Jack, maybe he... Steve Bradley.
Mary Livingston. Long time no see.
Mary, you know Steve Bradley?
Well, certainly. He was my publicity man when I worked at the May Company.
No.
Yes, sir. I gave this little girl one of the most extensive publicity campaigns in my career. In 2 short weeks, I raised her from the bargain basement to the stocking counter on the 5th floor.
Well.
And this, mind you, during the heat of a presidential campaign.
All right, calm down. I don't doubt that you're a great publicity man, but you'll have to think up another stunt for me. I'm not going to go for those pigeons.
What's that supposed to be?
I don't know. Steve's got some ideas about my personal appearance tour. He wants me to work with pigeons.
Well, I think that's a great idea.
What are you laughing at?
I could just see the finale. A pigeon swoops down, takes off your toupee, and lays an egg in it.
Mary, this is going to be a high-class show. Just wait till you see it. You know, we open Wednesday night in Pasadena. By the way, Steve, how are they doing at the box office?
Great. I had 50,000 tickets printed up. I'm going to need another 50,000.
50,000? How do you expect to sell all those tickets?
Easy. On the face of the ticket, instead of printing Jack Benny, I put Rose Bowl game.
What?
Going like hotcakes.
Steve, we're not going to do our show at the Rose Bowl. We'll be at the Pasadena Civic Auditorium.
And I better book something into the Rose Bowl. It'll be jammed.
look, Steve, are you working for me or... Mary, would you get that, please?
Okay. Hello?
Well, lucky me. Every time I get a wrong number, it's a dame.
Phil, it's me, Mary.
Okay. You're not a bad number either, Liv.
Well, thanks. Jack is busy right now. He'll call you back.
Well, look, Livy, I'm not at home. I'm at the photographer's. Steve Bradley called me this morning, told me he had an idea he was going to talk over with Jackson, but in the meantime, I should rush down and have publicity pictures taken. So tell Jackson to hurry. I can catch cold standing here like this.
What?
These pigeons ain't keeping me warm.
Okay, I'll tell him. Jack, Phil wants to talk to you.
All right, hand me the phone.
Here. If a pigeon answers, hangs up. Hangs up?
Instead of Pasadena, we should be playing in Czechoslovakia. Hello, Phil. What? Hello, Phil.
Mumbles Livingston's getting hard to follow, ain't it? Hey, Jackson, I want to talk to you about the band arrangement on that personal appearance tour. You got a minute?
Sure, what is it?
Well, look, how do you want my orchestra to dress, in blue suits or sport clothes?
Neither, Phil. I want him to wear evening clothes.
Look, Jackson, the only evening clothes they got are pajamas.
What?
And they can't wear those. Half the drawstrings are missing.
Look, Phil, let them wear whatever they want. But look at but have Sammy. Now, look, have Sammy the drummer in a blue suit because he'll be sitting up high.
Okay.
And, Phil, when I'm out on the stage telling jokes, I want your boys to act as though they're enjoying it. It looks good to the audience.
Oh, all right, took care of that, Jackson. I even thought of the people in the balcony, so I painted a smile on the top of Sammy's head.
Oh, wonderful.
Another thing, Dad, we're going to have a little problem with Rimley.
A problem?
Yeah, but everything will be all right if we let him sit behind the piano.
But, Phil, I want it to look like we got a big orchestra. Why shouldn't Frankie sit out in the open?
Because every time a spotlight shines in his face, he jumps up and yells, I didn't do it, I didn't do it.
No.
The only way we can calm him down is to beat him with a rubber hose.
Phil, I'm busy. Arrange the orchestra the best way you can. So long.
So long, Clyde. Don't forget to bring the hose.
That Phil is the craziest guy.
Benny, while you was on the phone, I got a sensational idea.
Huh?
Oh, never. Now, listen. When you get to Milwaukee, it'll be the start of Fire Prevention Week.
Yes.
So, for a publicity stunt, we'll have you jump from the top of a 12-story building into a nest. It's never been done before.
What do you mean it's never been done before? Many people have done stunts like that. Jumping off a building into a nest.
A hairnet?
What?
Think of the publicity. Why, the paper will be full of it. Not only the story, but the pictures. I can see the flowers now.
Now cut that out! I want my publicity simple and dignified. So, now who can that be? Come in.
Oh, hello, Jack. Hello, Mary.
Hello, Don.
Hello, Don.
Come on in, fellas.
Hello, boys.
Hello, boys.
Hello, Mary.
They talk. Don, they talk. It's the first time I ever heard them talk. Mary, they talk. Hello, fellas. Too good to laugh. Now, Don, I know you brought the boys over to try out the commercial, but I'm busy right now. Steve Bradley, my publicity man, is laying out my personal appearance tour. You know, I open in Pasadena Wednesday night.
Wednesday night? Oh, darn it. I wish I could go then.
Why can't you?
I bought 2 tickets to the Rose Bowl game.
Don, you'll still see my show. I'll explain it to you later. Now, take the boys home, will you?
Oh, but Jack, this will only take just a minute. Now, the reason I want you to hear the commercial is because for the past few weeks they've been singing popular songs. And this time they have something classical. Something that even Toscanini would be proud of.
Toscanini? Well, all right, Don. Steve, this will only take a minute. We can talk later. Don, what's the title of this thing the boys are going to do?
Ponchielli's Dance of the Hours from La Gioconda.
Well, this we've got to hear. Take it, boys.
Sigh
scientific tests prove they are the best. Lucky get lucky are smoother than all the rest, milder by test.
See, this is beautiful.
Let's ride a Lucky, 'cause there is never a pup
Mary, give me your
that
handkerchief.
ever is wrong.
Isn't that wonderful? What's this?
Puff on a Lucky, take a puff. On
I
a Lucky,
knew
take
they'd
a
go
puff.
into that.
Take a puff, 'cause you'll never ever find a puff that's rough. Never take a puff that's rough. Never take a puff that's rough. Take a puff, 'cause you'll never get enough. Made of light and fine tobacco, smoke a Lucky. Round and firm and fully packed, so smoke a Lucky.
When are they through?
Light up a Lucky, you'll be right. With a Lucky, don't delay. Start today, 'cause we know you're gonna say you like the best. Lucky Strike is worth the best. Take a
Oh,
Lucky
that's
from your
okay,
best.
Jack.
Take a test. You'll agree they are the best. For Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. La 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 la.
John, take them home.
Fine and mild tobacco. La 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 la.
That was very good, Don. Really a great number.
Well, thanks, Jack. Well, we got to be running along now. So long, Mary.
So long, Don. Bye, fellas.
Goodbye, Mary. So long, fellas. Get out! Now, where were we, Steve? Is there any other idea you've got for publicity?
Just one.
What is it?
When we arrive in Kansas City, I want you to walk down the street playing your violin and lead 1,000 cows into the slaughterhouse.
Into the slaughterhouse? How do you know they'll follow me?
Follow you, they'll be pushing you.
Now, wait a minute.
Oh, Jack,
What?
when you go out to buy a wardrobe for your stage show, I'd like to go with you.
Wardrobe?
Well, certainly aren't you going to buy some new suits?
Mary, I just bought a new suit. In fact, you were with me.
Jack, that was in 1936.
Time flies. I haven't even started to wear the second pair of pants. But maybe you're right, Mary. This suit I'm wearing now is old enough to send to Fred Allen.
Hey, wait a minute, Benny. Wait a minute, you going to send that old suit to Fred Allen?
Yes, why?
That's a great human interest story, Benny. It'll be the biggest thing since that panhandler asked you for a dime and you gave him 50 cents.
Steve, don't mention that in this house. It's costing me a fortune in dishes. Now, look, Steve. Oh, for heaven's sake. Come in. Hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny. Look out for these firecrackers.
Dennis. Dennis, what are you doing?
I'm celebrating the 4th of July.
4th of July? This is only the 7th of May.
It is?
Well, certainly.
Boy, this daylight saving time sure has me mixed up.
Look, kid, don't blame it on daylight saving time. You're always mixed up. What'd you come over for, anyway?
Oh, I come over to warn you about a new quiz program. It's a fake.
A new quiz program?
Uh-huh. I answered every question right, and they didn't even give me a refrigerator, appendix, or anything.
Well, what station is it on?
Oh, it isn't on the radio. These people ring your doorbell, come right into your house, and ask you questions.
Dennis, that was a census taker.
Census taker?
Sir, every 10 years, the government goes all over the country counting noses.
Why don't they just count people?
What?
Suppose somebody does have 2 noses. It won't throw them off much.
Look, kid, counting noses is just an expression.
Oh, hello, Mary. I didn't see you.
I know, I was hiding.
I don't blame you.
Neither do I.
Who's he?
This is Steve Bradley, my publicity man.
Oh, yeah. You know, my father does that kind of work for Universal Studios.
He does? I didn't know that.
Sure. Right now, he's publicizing a picture called Coca-Cola for Mark Anthony.
What?
It's a sequel to Champagne for Caesar.
Oh, yeah, it's a cycle now. They're working on a new one called Strongheart for Lassie. Now, Dennis, I got to go and buy some new clothes. Now, let's hear your song that you're going to do on the program.
Okay.
And when you finish, I want you to... Wait a minute, kid. Hold it.
Oh, what's the matter?
I just heard the back door open and close. It must be Rochester sneaking in.
Oh, Rochester! Yes, boss!
Is that you sneaking in the back door?
It ain't going to get, boss!
Rochester, come in here. I want to talk to you.
Yes.
Now, Rochester, last night you asked me if you could have the evening off, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Now, that was last night. Now, it's 11 o'clock the next morning.
Uh-huh.
Now, where have you been?
Well, boss, we're going away soon, and some friends of mine on Central Avenue gave me a farewell party.
Now, wait a minute, Rochester. Every night this week you've been to a farewell party.
It's the same one. We just adjourned during the daytime.
What?
When the gold of the day meets the blue of the night, I go where the wild goose goes.
Well, look, Rochester, I haven't got time to talk to you. Now, I got to listen to Dennis sing his song. Let's have it, kid.
Just a minute.
Dennis, give me that firecracker.
Okay, here you are.
Now, go ahead with it. Ow! Silly, go ahead and sing.
They say that falling in love is wonderful. It's wonderful. So they say. And with a moon up above, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So they tell me. I can't recall who said it. I know I never read it. I only know they tell me that love is grand. The thing that's known as romance is wonderful, wonderful in every way. So they say. I can't recall who said it. I know I never read it. I only know they tell me that love is grand. And the thing that's known as romance is wonderful, wonderful in every way. So they
That was very good, Dennis. And now that you've used your beautiful voice to win yourself back into my favor, would you do something for me?
Oh, sure, Mr. Benny. What is it?
Go home.
Yes, sir.
Well, I gotta run along, Benny. See a man about those pigeons.
Look, Steve, you can forget it. I'm not going to do a striptease act with a bunch of pigeons.
Okay. I'll be at the office if you want me.
Jack, if you want me to go downtown with you to pick out a suit, we better go now.
Okay, Mary. Oh, Rochester, where's the car?
In the garage.
Well, come on. We want you to drive us downtown.
Yes, sir.
Jack, why don't you keep your garage cleaner?
I'll straighten it up someday. Come on, get in the car. Go ahead, start the car, Rochester.
Yes, sir, but first I got to get a little water.
Oh, is the radiator dry?
No, I'm taking an aspirin. I know what's coming.
Never mind that. Just start the car.
Yes, sir.
It works every time. Try it again, Rochester.
Yes, sir.
There we are.
Say, Say, Jack, there's something wrong here. Why is the car leaning way over to the left?
I don't know. Rochester, why are we leaning over to the left?
Remember last week when you sent the car to the garage to have the wheels aligned?
Yes?
Well, only 3 came home.
Starring Claudette Colbert. Stop being silly. How can a car run with a missing wheel?
I strapped a roller skate under the axle.
Well, slow down when you cross the car track. Well, here we are, Mary. There's the store across the street. Rochester, there's a parking space.
Where?
Between that truck and the convertible.
But I can't get into that space. It's too small.
Well, put our bumper up against the truck and push it.
Oh, boss, calm down.
Well, Miss Livingston and I'll get out here and you find a parking space.
Yes, sir.
Here's the store, Mary. Let's go in. Now, let's see. Where is the,
Hiya, Bud. What's new?
Huh? Oh, hello. Hello. Come on, Mary. Let's go.
Who was that?
That's that racetrack crowd I'm always running into. Now, let's see. I wonder...
Oh, good afternoon. May I help you, sir?
Yes. I'd like to buy a new suit.
I don't blame you.
What?
I'm Mr. Kearns, and I'll be glad to show you our new spring line.
Good. But first tell me, what is the price range here?
Oh, our suits start at $25 and go up to $150.
Well, I wouldn't want to wear anything as cheap as $25, and yet I wouldn't want to go way up to $150.
I understand.
I'd like something in the middle, say about $30.
Oh, Jack, why don't you get a good suit for a change? After all, you're going to wear it on the stage every night.
Stage? Are you an actor?
Well, yes, I am. My name is Menashe Skolnick. I mean, Jack... Funny, I just happened to be thinking of him. I was reading him. I'm Jack Benny. Now, Mr. Kearns, what color suit would you suggest that I get, huh?
Well, now, a lot of men select a color to match their hair or their eyes. Let's see, your eyes are blue, aren't they?
Bluer than the lips of a schoolboy at 40 below.
Oh, Jack.
What is it, Mary?
Here's a very pretty suit. It's gabardine.
Oh, good. I like gabardine.
Oh, I'm sure that suit would look very nice on you, Mr. Benny.
Yes, but it's $45, huh?
Well, there's a whistle in the pocket.
I don't care so much about that, but I think I'll take it.
Oh, fine. I'll go upstairs and get our tailor so he can measure you for any alteration.
Thank you. Say, Mary, I'm going to walk to the back of the store and see if there's anything else I'd like. Want to join me?
No, I'm tired. I'll just wait right here.
Okay. There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da, grease paint. Da-da-da-da-da-da, count the house. Da-da-da-da-da. Yep, that gabardine suit will look nice. $45, though. Oh, well. There's no peace.
Hey, Bud. Bud.
Huh?
Come here a minute.
Oh, me?
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm buying a suit.
What kind?
Gabardine. What?
Get a wool suit.
Why should I get wool?
On account of the pants. They're great in the back stretch.
But I like gabardine.
Look, I'm telling you, for your own good, get wool.
But...
Don't take my word for it. Look at the breeding.
The breeding?
It's out of Mary's Little Lamb by Baba Black Sheep.
Well, look, I'm going to buy a gabardine suit, and that settles it.
Okay, it's your dough.
What a guy. Whenever I run into him, I have to...
there you are, Mr. Benny.
Yes, I was just looking around.
Well, I'd like you to meet our tailor. Mr. Benny, this is Mr. Nelson.
How do you do?
How do you do? Now, I don't want to seem impatient, But I'm in a hurry. Can we get on with the measuring?
Why, certainly. Mr. Nelson, do you have your tape measure with you?
Yes. Now, hold still, little man.
Little man?
You're buying the one with the whistle in the pocket, aren't you?
Well, Mr. Nelson, just take the measurement.
Very well. Collar, 16.
Collar, 16.
Shoulders, 18.
Shoulders, 18.
Chest. Well, how did it get way down there?
Never mind that.
Right sleeve, 34.
Right sleeve, 34.
Left sleeve, 21.
Left sleeve, 21.
You want people to see your wristwatch, don't you?
Well, stop wasting my time.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Benny, would you like wide or narrow cuffs on your trousers?
What's the difference?
Well, there really isn't much difference, but most people prefer the wide cuff.
Why?
Well, haven't you had it happen that you accidentally drop a coin and it falls into the cuff of your pants?
No.
He always catches it before it hits the ground.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Nelson, when will my suit be ready?
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks? But I wanted it for my personal appearance.
I'm sorry, but it'll take 2 weeks.
You mean I can't have my brand new suit for my opening in Pasadena?
No, but if you like, we'll run an ad in the paper telling them you bought one.
Well, I've had enough of this. I'm not going to buy the suit at all.
But, Jack, if you don't have a suit to wear, what are you going to do about your personal appearance in Pasadena?
I'll show you. Let me use that phone. Hello, Steve. Buy some corn. We're going to use those pigeons after all. Come on, Mary. Let's get out.
Jack will be back in just a moment, but first...
In a cigarette, mildness and enjoyment go together. So light up a Lucky, because Lucky Strike is milder. Yes, scientific tests prove Lucky Strike is milder than any other principal brand of cigarettes. These scientific tests are confirmed by independent consulting laboratories, and they prove Lucky Strike mildest of 6 major brands tested. And no wonder. It takes fine tobacco to make a fine cigarette, and LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Fine, light, naturally mild tobacco. So for a milder tasting cigarette with never a rough puff, smoke a Lucky. You'll enjoy the smooth, rich taste of Lucky's fine tobacco. You'll prove to yourself what scientific tests prove. Lucky Strike is milder than any other principal brand of cigarettes. Try a carton of Lucky Strike.
I'm glad I didn't buy that suit from those smart aleck guys in that store.
Oh, Jack, forget it. Gee, I wonder where Rochester parked the car. I guess we'll have to walk clear around the block to find us.
No, we won't, Mary. Wait a minute. I got something here that'll bring Rochester right to us.
Jack, you didn't take...
Right out of the pocket. Those guys aren't going to push me around. Come on.
Be sure to hear Dennis Day and a Day in the Life of Dennis Day. Stay tuned to the Amos Manley Show, which follows immediately. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike. Luckies are milder, smoother and milder, with never a rough puff. Yes, scientific tests prove Lucky Strike is milder than any other principal brand of cigarettes. These scientific tests are confirmed by 3 independent consulting laboratories, and they prove Lucky Strike, mildest of 6 major brands tested. There's no doubt, when you light up a Lucky, you get a smoother smoking, milder tasting cigarette. And you enjoy the rich taste of fine tobacco because LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Fine, light, naturally mild tobacco that gives you more real, deep-down smoking enjoyment. So, for the rich taste of fine tobacco, for smoothness and mildness with never a rough puff, light up a Lucky. Yes, prove to yourself what scientific tests prove. Lucky Strike is milder than any other principal brand of cigarettes. Make your next carton Lucky Strike.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Barry Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. gentlemen, today is Mother's Day. And in honor of that occasion, we would like to bring you a man who has been more than a mother to us. And here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again, this is Jack Benny talking, and Don, that was a very nice introduction. But I think you were being just a little bit overly sentimental there.
Oh, no, Jack, I meant every word of it. And you truly have been like a mother to our little group of thespians.
Oh, Don.
Donzy's right, Jackson. You've really looked out for us all these years.
Oh, gee, Phil.
We all agree on this, Jack. Dennis, hasn't Mr. Benny been like a mother to us?
Yeah, me he even spanks.
Dennis, I only did that once, and you deserved it. Imagine coming over to my house and throwing a dead cat in the living room.
You said you needed violin strings.
Never mind that. Now keep quiet.
Yes, Dennis, you shouldn't act like that. After all, Mr. Benny has protected us like a brood of little chicks and sheltered us under his wing.
Don, I couldn't shelter you if I had a wing like a B-29. Believe me.
Look, Jackson, we're trying to say something nice, and you and Dennis are lousing up the mood.
We are?
Yes, Jack, maybe we've kidded you so often you don't realize how much you've helped us.
Oh, I realize I've been a great help to all of you. I know that when you came to me for sympathy, I gave it to you. And when you came to me for advice, I gave it to you. And when you came to me for money...
You gave us sympathy and advice.
Yes. I don't see any reason at all why I should give you extra money.
Who's talking about extra money? We want only what we got coming.
I can't understand you, kid. Just a little while ago you said I was a mother hen and you were my brood of little chicks. Now all of a sudden... Dennis, why are you staring at me?
The first time I ever saw a hen with glasses.
Now cut that out and let's get on with the program. For goodness sake, you start something on this show and before you know it... Come in.
Hi, Rube.
Jack, isn't that the man who painted your house?
You ought to know. You brought him over. Look, Mr. Hawkins, I'm trying to do a radio program. What do you want?
I just dropped in to tell you that I saw your show the other night in Pasadena.
You did?
Yeah, pretty good show. You ought to bring it out to Calabasas.
Calabasas?
It's a pretty big place. Right now, we got 422 people.
422 people?
There's a convention in town.
Well, who's there when there isn't a convention?
Me.
Just you?
When the sun ain't shining and there's no shadow, I'm a lonely boy.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Hawkins, but my itinerary is all set.
Well, okay. Just thought it would be nice to have some entertainment. So long, Rube.
So long. Yeah, I wonder why he always calls me Rube. All right, kids, let's get on with the show. Now, we've got a lot to do tonight.
Oh, before we start, Jack, that fellow who was just here reminded me of something.
What is it, Don?
I wanted to tell you that I also enjoyed your show in Pasadena.
Well, thanks. Thanks very much, Don.
Oh, it was great, Jack. And you certainly had a wonderful cast. You, Phil, Rochester, Vivian Blaine.
And don't forget Tabby.
Tabby? Who's Tabby?
The dead cat. He's Mr. Benny's A and G strings.
That's how much you know. The A string came off a total stranger. So don't be so smart.
Hey, Livy, how'd you like the way me and my orchestra stopped the show? Great, wasn't it?
You were very, very good, Phil, but there was one thing that puzzled me.
What was it, Liv?
Well, how come when the rest of the band was playing, that's what I like about the South, Frankie was playing Tiger Rag?
Well, Frankie's on strike. That's his way of picketing.
Oh, are the musicians on strike?
No, just Remley. He's mad at Jackson.
Why?
Oh, it's nothing. He's mad because I won't let him take his electric guitar on the tour. And I'm right, too. Whenever he has that thing on the stage, the whole band gathers around it.
Around his electric guitar? Why?
It makes ice cubes.
Yeah. And when he spins his guitar to be fancy, he's really mixing martinis, you know? Say, Phil, did you fix it up for Sammy the drummer to go on tour with us?
Yeah, I spoke to the board, and Sammy can leave the state provided he's in bed every night by 10.
And tell him to keep his shirt buttoned. Those numbers on his underwear look awful. And Phil, while I'm on the subject, it wouldn't hurt if some of your other musicians got to bed early, too. I'm sick and tired of you and your boys running around all night.
That's telling him, Mom.
Stop that, Dennis. Now, look, kid, it's time for your song. Now, what are you going to sing?
Well, I have something appropriate for Mother's Day.
Well, let's hear it.
Okay.
Hold it, Dennis. Come in. Yes?
Telegram for Jack Benny.
I'll take it, boy.
Hey,
Oh, just a minute. Here.
Gee, Mr. Benny, when you reached into your pocket, I expected a nickel or a dime, but I never expected this.
Well, what'd he give you?
Lint.
Get out of here.
Jack.
What?
Who's the telegram from?
Just a minute. Ah, this is cute. It's from the boys of the Beverly Hills Beavers. Listen to this, Mary. Dear Mr. Benny, our treasurer and friend, we just had a meeting and decided to send this greeting to you that should fill you with glee. God bless you and keep you, Mother McCree. Gee, isn't that sweet?
Mr. Benny.
Dennis, sing your song. Mr. Benny's crying.
Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes in the hush of the evening hour, when shadows creep from the west, I think of the twilight songs you sang, and the boy you loved to rest. That long, long ago was gone. I wonder if sometime you long for that boy. Oh, little mother of mine. And now he has come to man's estate, grown stalwart in body and strong. You'd hardly know that he was the lad you loved with your slumber song. The years have altered the form and the life, but the heart is unchanged by time. And still he is only your boy as of old. Oh, little mother of mine. Oh, little mother of mine.
was Dennis Day singing Little Mother of Mine. And very good, Dennis.
I always sing good on Mother's Day.
Dennis, you sing good every day.
What have you got against Mother's Day?
Nothing. I think Mother's Day is the finest day of the year.
It's about time. It's been cloudy all week.
Oh, go sit down. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our special surprise of the evening, I'd like you to meet a young lady whom you've seen many times on the screen and will be appearing with us on our tour, Miss Vivian Blaine.
Thank you, Jack. I'm awfully glad that you invited me over today.
Well, Vivian, the reason I asked you to come over is because, you know that scene we do in our stage show. You know where you're supposed to run your hand through my hair when I'm kissing you?
Uh-huh.
Well, it was awfully embarrassing in Pasadena.
What happened, Vivian?
Well, instead of my hand going through his hair, it went under it.
Your fingernails are so sharp.
Jack, why don't you let her do the kissing scene with Phil?
Mary, that's the way it was supposed to be. But after the first rehearsal, Vivian said she'd rather do the kissing scene with me. So, Mary, you don't have to look at her as though she has two heads.
Vivian, why don't you do the scene with Phil?
Well, every time we rehearsed it, it was the same thing. He'd slip his arms around me, snuggle up close, and whisper in my ear.
Gee, what'd he whisper?
Good health to all from Rexall.
Some romantic guy. I can show him a thing or two.
I'm sure you can, Jack. But when we do the love scene, I would like to make just one request.
Certainly, Vivian. What is it?
Well, I wish you'd just put your arms around me and let our lips meet in tender embrace.
Oh.
Don't grab me and pull yourself up by my earlobes.
I'll remember that. Now, Vivian, how about doing a song?
Don, shall we tell him?
Huh?
Well, Jack, we thought we'd give you a little surprise, so I got Vivian to cook up something with the Sportsman Quartet.
Say, that's wonderful. Let's have it.
Okay?
Oh, just a minute, Don. Come in. Oh, no. No. Come back some other time, Mr.
Savoni.
Look, Mr. Savoni, I'm trying to do a program. Look, what do you want to see me about?
Well, I need a little money. And I was wondering if you could help me out.
Now, wait a minute. I don't mind giving you a handout every once in a while, and I'll take you to a meal this time, too. But why? For heaven's sake, why don't you get yourself a job? Any kind of a job.
All I need is 10 cents so I could take a bus down to San Pedro. The man said for me to be on the bus by 6 o'clock.
To be on the bus or on the boat?
On the boat by 6 o'clock.
You got yourself a job on a boat, eh?
No. I went on a quiz program and won 2 glorious weeks in Honolulu.
You won 2 glorious on a quiz program?
Mm-hmm.
I just can't believe it.
Well, I'll tell you how it happened anyway. I was walking down the street. I wasn't doing anything. Just walking down the street. I didn't feel like doing anything. So I was just walking down the street and I wasn't doing anything. While I was passing a radio station, a fellow in the uniform said, "Hey, you." I said, "Who?" He said, "You." I said, "Me?" He said, "Yeah." Would you like to be on the quiz program? And while I was asking him if he could spare a dime for a cup of coffee, he takes me inside the studio, writes my name on a card, and sits me down. Ooh, I'm so nervous. Well, I'm just sitting there. I ain't doing anything. Just sitting there. All of a sudden, the master of ceremony says, our next contestant is Mr. Jornal Cicavoni. I said, Jornal Cicavoni, holy smoke, that's me.
I can't look at him. I can't get over your winning 2 weeks in Honolulu. What was the question?
Well, he looked at me and said, John, in geographical terminology, what is the parallel of the biological aspect of the vernal equinox?
And you answered that question?
What a lucky guess!
Well, Mr. Savoni, here's the dime, and give my regards to Hilo Hattie.
Thanks, pal. Goodbye.
All right, Don, let's hear what Vivian and the boys have cooked up.
I don't care if the sun don't shine. I get my lovin' in the evening time when I'm with my baby.
You'll never miss this one little kiss.
It's no fun with the sun around, but I get going when the sun goes down, and I meet my baby. That's when we kiss, and then we kiss some more. Don't ask how many times we kiss at a time like this. Who keeps score? I don't care if the sun don't shine. I'll get my lovin' in the evening time when
That's when I'll be with my baby. We don't care if the sun don't shine, morning, noon, or in the evening time, 'cause we all smoke lucky. We don't care about the time of day, or if any should reduce our pay, 'cause we all smoke lucky.
That's when you puff and puff and puff, and then you puff some more.
Don't ask how many times we puff, 'cause there's no rough puff, and who keeps score? We don't care if the sun don't shine, morning, noon, or in the evening time, 'cause we're smoking lucky. So lucky, we tell S-M-S-T.
Vivian, that was wonderful, really swell.
Oh, thanks a lot, Jack. I've got to run along now and do some packing. I'll see you at the airport tomorrow.
Okay, don't forget we're taking the TWA Constellation on our whole trip.
I'll be there. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Don, that was really a great idea you had for a commercial.
Well, thanks, Jack.
And now, kids...
Wait a minute, Jack.
Huh?
I've been thinking about that fella Savoni.
What about him?
Well, he always comes to you to help him out. Why don't you give him a job?
Well, I'd like to, Mary, but I don't need any extra help.
But, Jack, you could use him around the house as a caretaker.
Well, I've got Rochester for that.
Well, maybe you could use him as a gardener.
I've got Rochester for that, too.
Well, maybe you could use him as a night watchman.
He's got me for that.
Dennis.
I sit up on the roof with a machine gun.
Now, look, Dennis.
Get away from that lemonade stand.
Dennis, stop that. anyway, Mary, why are you so anxious to get a job for Silvoni?
Well, Jack, of all the men I've ever seen, he's the only one that would be a perfect match for my sister Babe.
Your sister, Babe? What makes you think that they're a perfect match? I mean, what has Babe got in common with Silvoni?
Well, Babe just hangs around the house. She don't do anything. She just hangs around the house. I mean, she don't feel like doing anything. She just hangs around the house. She don't feel like doing anything.
All right, you can stop with that, too. Now, kids, I got a lot of packing to do, so let's get on with... Dennis, where are you going?
To answer the door.
Nobody knocked.
No, but with this kind of a show, anything can happen.
What? How do you know? Come in.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Well, Mr. Benny.
Oh, Mr. Benny, please excuse me for interrupting the proceedings, but I had to see you before you go out personally appearing.
Well, I'm glad you did.
I understand that when you finish your tour, you're getting on a boat and sailing for merry old England. So, I brought you a gift.
A gift?
Yes, I knew you were going, so I baked a cake.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Mr. Benny. Oh, what I wouldn't give to go on a boat trip again.
Oh, then you have made a crossing.
3 times.
Oh, Atlantic or Pacific?
Westlake Park.
Oh.
But seriously, I would like to go to England because that's a wonderful place to pick up antiques.
Well, that's right, but Mr. Kitzel, I didn't know you were a collector of antiques.
Collector. In my house, I got the original tent that George Washington used at Valley Forge.
The original tent?
Yeah.
Where did you get it?
War surplus.
Mr. Kitzel, you're joking.
My.
Well, Mr. Kitzel, I'm awfully glad you dropped in. While I'm in England, if I see an interesting antique, I'll bring it back to you.
Bless you, heart. And Mr. Benny, I nearly forgot something. Here, I brought you another gift.
Another gift?
A book to read it on the boat. Here.
Well, isn't that nice? That's Jimmy Starr's new book, Heads You Lose. Thank you, Mr. Kitzel.
I wrote something on the inside. Let me read it.
Oh, isn't that sweet? Go ahead.
To Mr. Benny, that old friend of mine, may you always be healthy and 39.
Thank you, Mr. Kitzel.
You're welcome, and good luck on your trip.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I wish Mr. Kitzel was going on a tour with us. Say, Mary, can you drive me to the airport tomorrow?
Yes, I guess I can, but why doesn't Rochester do it?
Well, I sent Rochester on ahead to Kansas City. He's taking care of some advanced things for me.
Well, I thought your press agent, Steve Bradley, took care of those things.
No, I sent him to Milwaukee. In fact, I heard from him this morning. What a crazy publicity stunt he has cooked up now. He's nuts.
Why, what does he want you to do?
He wants me to be rolled into Milwaukee in a barrel of beer.
No.
Yeah. Then on the City Hall steps, they open the barrel, I jump out, and the mayor blows the foam off my head. I'm not going to do a silly thing like that.
Say, Mr. Benny.
Yes?
Answer the phone.
What? That kid is uncanny. Hello?
I have a long-distance call from Kansas City for Mr. Jack Benny.
Kansas City?
The charges are reversed. Will you accept the call?
Yes.
Do you want me to tell you whether 3 minutes are up?
No.
Look, jerk, get off the phone and put Jack Benny on.
I am jerk. Jack Benny. Now give me the call.
Okay, don't get your Irish up.
Me?
Here's your party.
Thanks. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
Hello, Rochester. So you finally got to Kansas City, eh? How was the flight?
Fine, boss, fine. And believe me, everybody in Kansas City knows you're coming.
Good.
Yes, sir. Your name is on almost every billboard in town.
Almost.
It would have been on every one of them, but I ran out of chalk.
I I told you to take 2 pieces.
I did. And boss, I got a surprise for you.
A surprise?
Yeah, when you arrive in town, you'll be met by the mayor of Kansas City, the governor of Missouri, and all the important committees.
The governor and the mayor? How did you manage to do that?
I can't tell you on the phone, but if anybody calls you Harry, mumble something about Congress and keep moving.
Harry, gee, Rochester, you think I can get away with it?
I'm not worried about you, but I told him that Mr. Harris was the Secretary of State.
Secretary of State?
I hope they'll go for a curly-headed accident.
I knew you'd go too far. Now, look, Rochester, you stop at Wichita like I told you to.
Yes, boss. The Kansas Medical Society is holding a convention there, and 2,000 doctors will be over to see your show.
2,000 doctors in the audience?
Yeah, and you better be good. One of them has a long hypodermic needle.
I'll watch it. But, Rochester, there's only one thing that worries me. This business of being met by the governor and the mayor and me being called Harry. Do you think I can get away with it?
Pardon me.
Huh?
Your 3 minutes are up, Mr. President.
Oh, thank you. Goodbye, Rochester.
Goodbye.
Come on, Mary, I'll drive you home. Ladies and gentlemen, even though we will be out on a personal appearance tour, I'll still be doing my radio program on Sunday. Meanwhile, I hope to see all my friends in Wichita Tuesday night. We'll be in Kansas City Wednesday, Des Moines Thursday, St. Paul Friday, Moline Saturday, and next Sunday night we'll be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Jack, aren't you going to bring your show to Waukegan?
Mary, I was born in Waukegan. How can you follow that?
Jack will be back in just a moment, but first.
In a cigarette, mildness is a true measure of smoking enjoyment. So light up a Lucky, because Luckies are milder, smoother and milder, with never a rough puff. Yes, scientific tests prove Lucky Strike is milder than any other principal brand of cigarettes. These scientific tests are confirmed by 3 independent consulting laboratories, and they prove Lucky Strike, mildest of 6 major brands tested. And no wonder. It takes fine tobacco to make a fine cigarette. And LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Fine, light, naturally mild tobacco. So for more real deep-down smoking enjoyment, for a milder tasting cigarette with never a rough puff, smoke a Lucky. You'll enjoy the smooth, rich taste of Lucky's fine tobacco. You'll prove to yourself what scientific tests prove. Lucky Strike is milder than any other principal brand of cigarettes. Try a carton of Lucky Strike.
Good night, folks. Happy Mother's Day.
The character of John L. C. Cavoni is played by Frankie Fontaine. Be sure to hear Dennis Day and A Day in the Life of Dennis Day. Stay tuned in to the Amos and Andy Show, which follows immediately. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The Jack Benny Program, transcribed.
Starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Paul Hahn, the sponsor of this program, happens to be visiting the West Coast. So without further ado, we take you to Jack Benny's home in Beverly Hills, where Jack is preparing to give a dinner party in Mr. Hahn's honor.
Hold your head still, boss. It's hard to cut your hair when you move like that.
Okay, but be careful, Rochester, and hurry. I want this finished before Mr. Hahn gets here.
I'm doing the best I can, boss.
The best you can. You started to give me this haircut 40 minutes ago. You haven't even got the sides done.
Well, when I get to Death Valley on top, I'll go faster.
And you can stop with that, too. I may have one little bald spot up there about the size of a quarter.
I'll raise you a half.
Never mind. Anyway, when you finish cutting my hair, I want you to massage some of that new hair restorer into my scalp, you know?
I'd rather not massage you with that stuff, boss. It backfires.
What do you mean it backfires?
Well, it doesn't do you any good, but I have to shave my fingers twice a day.
Oh, stop making things up.
I'm not making things up. Look, my thumb's got 5 o'clock shadow.
Gee, and I thought that you... Come in. Oh, hello, Mary.
Well, what's going on here?
Rochester's giving me a haircut. I'll be with you in a minute.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Jack, why do you let Rochester cut your hair? You can go to the barber shop and have it cut for $1.
Miss Littleton, you just started and lost your own argument.
Mary, Rochester's doing all right, and help me a little bit in the house. I want everything to be right when my sponsor, Mr. Hahn, gets here.
Jack, I know you're worried about your option, but aren't you going too far?
Huh?
Where in the world did you get mistletoe this time of the year? And look at that picture over the fireplace. It used to be Lady Godiva. Now it's Paul Hahn.
Mary, Mr. Hahn was the one who sent me that in the first place. Ooh! Rochester, be careful with that razor.
Okay. Where's the iodine?
Iodine? Rochester, am I bleeding?
I'll tighten the necktie. That'll stop it.
Just put a Band-Aid on it. And hurry up with this, will you? Do you think... Answer the door, will you, Rochester?
That's the telephone.
All right. Answer it.
Oh, Jack, don't be so nervous.
Hello? Who? Yes, sir. I'll tell him. Goodbye.
Rochester, who was that?
Mr. Ronald Coleman.
Ronald Coleman? What did he want?
He said he'd like to help you impress your sponsor, but he's going out tonight, so he can't park his Cadillac in your driveway.
Say, Jack, if you really want to impress Mr. Hahn, why didn't you invite Ronnie and Benita to your party?
I did, Mary. I called Ronnie on the phone this morning.
Well, what did he say?
He said, oh, never mind.
Oh, well, come on, Jack. What'd Ronnie tell you?
Well, he said, never mind. Anyway, I'll fool him. I'll live to be 100. Say, Mary, how does my haircut look?
Well, let me see.
What are you laughing at?
Look how Rochester trimmed your sideburns.
What's the matter with him?
You look like Sterling Holloway on one side and Cesar Romero on the other.
Rochester, take that razor and even them up. I want to look... Gee, I hope that isn't Mr. Hahn already. Come in. Oh, hello, Don.
Hello, Jack. How are you, Mary?
Fine, Don.
Sit down, Mr. Wilson.
Thanks.
Oh, by the way, Rochester, we'll have cocktails before dinner.
Martinis or Manhattans?
No, I'd like to have something different. I've got it. We'll have Scotch mist.
Scotch mist?
Yes. You see, you pour Scotch over chipped ice. See, that's a Scotch mist.
Oh, I thought it was when Phil breathes on you.
No, Mary. When Phil breathes on you, it's a bourbon blockbuster. Yeah, I wish Don and the rest of the gang would get here.
Don's already here. You just said hello to him.
Oh, yes. Sit down, Don. I
am sitting down.
Oh, that's right.
My goodness, Jack, you're so nervous today. I wouldn't worry about that option if I were you.
Who's worried?
Well, Jack, I'm sure Mr. Hahn will sign you up.
Don, that's not the reason I invited him over here. Who cares about my job? There are other things besides radio.
With that haircut, you could go into television.
What?
Even Kinescope couldn't louse that up.
Oh, forget my haircut. And Rochester...
Yes, boss?
Don't stand around here. Go out in the kitchen and make a tray of hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres? What do you mean?
Get a ham sandwich and cut it in 40 pieces. and open a can of sardines, too.
Yes, sir. Oh, say, boss.
What?
We're all out of butter. You want me to go down to the store and get some?
Well, maybe... Answer the phone, Mary.
Okay. Hello? Yes? Oh, Mr. Hahn.
Mr. Hahn, give me that phone. Hello? Hello, Mr. Hahn. This is Jack Benny. What? What's that?
Oh, take it easy, Jack. He can hear you.
Quiet, Mary. Oh, no, Mr. Hahn. The party is tonight. Well, look. Can't you go to the theater tomorrow night? Or the next night? I mean, the next night? Gee, Mr. Hahn, I've invited the whole cast for dinner. They'll be awfully disappointed.
What about the butter?
Wait, we may not need it. Look, Mr. Hahn, we're all waiting for you, so do come over. You will? Oh, boy, that's swell.
Tell him to come early and get a haircut.
Come early, Mr. Hahn, and get... Mary! Okay, Mr. Hahn, see you soon. Yes, sir, you're always welcome at Benny's Bide-A-Wee Bungalow. Well, goodbye. Boy, was I worried for a minute. Answer the door, will you, Mary? That's probably Don.
But, Jack, I'm right here.
Oh, yes. I'll go see who it is. Oh, hello, Dennis.
Where'd you get that haircut?
Rochester gave it to me. Come on in, kid.
Oh, gee, I'm late. You've eaten already.
What?
There's catsup on your face.
Rochester!
Tighten your necktie!
Dennis, come in, will you?
Okay.
Now, look, Dennis, against my better judgment, I invited you tonight. I hope you'll behave yourself because we're having my sponsor for dinner.
You promised us roast beef.
Look, kid, look, the only thing I want you to do when Mr. Hahn gets here is to sing for him. Don't talk, just sing. Now, my option is coming up. I don't want anything to happen.
All right, so if he doesn't pick up your option, you haven't got anything to worry about.
What?
I can use you on my show, kid.
Dennis.
That haircut will get screamed.
Look, Mary, I'm bleeding. Take him away, will you? Dennis, remember what I told you. Don't talk.
Don't talk. You drive a guy nuts.
What?
You're nothing but a jellyfish. If you had a good program, you wouldn't have to worry about your sponsor.
Dennis.
Boy, are you lucky you've got me. If it weren't for my singing, you'd have been out of work a long time ago. And another thing, Excuse me a minute. Hello? What else should I tell him, Mother?
Dennis, hang up that phone and behave yourself.
Yes, sir.
Now, Mary.
Yes, Jack.
I want you to help me as much as you can.
I will.
Thanks. Now, there's one thing I wanted to ask. Oh, yes. Mary, when we go into dinner, should I have Mr. Hahn sit on my right or my left?
Well, that all depends on whether you want him to think you're Sterling Holloway or Caesar Romero.
Mary, I thought you said you were going to...
Listen to me, I'm the barber of Seville.
Dennis! Yeah, put down those scissors and get out of that chair. What do you think this is, a barber shop?
That ain't the North Pole in the front yard.
Rochester, just make the hors d'oeuvres and stop with all... Oh, that must be Don.
John's here.
Oh, yes.
Come in. Hiya, Jackson. Hello, Lenny.
Hello,
Phil. Hey, I'd have been here earlier, Jackson, but something went wrong with my car, and I had to ride over on the bus.
That's all right, Phil. Mr. Hahn hasn't... Wait a minute. Phil, you came all the way over here on the bus with that in your hand?
With what in my... Well, how do you like that? I put on a glove that was holding a scotch and soda.
That could only happen to you.
Phil, why didn't you bring Alice with you?
Yes, Phil, I told you to bring her along.
Well, Alice wasn't very hungry, so she went to Brown Derby.
Why did you do that?
Well, there she can order a la carte. Here she has to take the whole dinner.
Phil, that's ridiculous. Tonight the dinner's on me.
If his option is picked up.
Mary, my option has nothing to do with it.
Hey, Jack, now soon we're going to have dinner. You know I have to go... Oh, no. Oh, no.
Phil, what are you laughing at?
Your hair. It looks like it was cut by two barbers who weren't speaking to each other.
Phil, don't try to be funny. And that reminds me, there's something I want to talk to you about.
Me?
Yes. Now, look, when Mr. Hahn gets here, don't start telling any of those corny gags of yours. Believe me, he won't like them.
Can I tell the one about the old maid that set the bear trap under the bed?
No. Especially not that one. And remember, now, I want everybody to be on their best behavior.
Oh, don't worry, Jack.
Now, look, I don't want you overdoing it either. Act natural. Don't be nervous, just because Mr. Hahn is a sponsor and he's... Yikes! That's him now. Stand at attention, everybody. Sit down. Rochester, answer the door, will you?
Yes, sir. Pardon me, does Jack Benny live here?
Yes, sir. Come right in.
Oh, look, it's Mr. Paul Hahn. A 1, a 2. For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, and he's our sponsor too. And he's our sponsor too. Janet! He's our sponsor. Come right in, Mr. Hahn. Come right in.
Thank you. That was quite a reception you gave me.
Yes, yes. Your coat, Mr. Hahn? Your coat. May I help you with your coat? Whoops, I should have waited till you unbuttoned it. Mr. Hahn, you know everybody.
Of course. Glad to see you all.
Glad to see you, Tom.
Well, we might as well go in the living room. This way, Mr. Hahn.
Thank you. Hey, this is a lovely home you have here, Jack.
Well, I'm glad you like it. It's nearly paid for, too. About another year ought to do it. Yep. Yes, sir. Now, before we have dinner, Mr. Hahn, perhaps you'd like some punch.
Don't mind if I do.
Give me your cup. I'll dip some up for you. Whoops. Dropped your cup in the punch bowl. That's silly of me. Now what'll I do?
Anybody got a rubber glove?
Mary. You know, Mr. Hahn, Mary always has to be the comedian. She never lets up.
Yes, she's a very clever girl. Incidentally, Miss Livingston, I want to tell you how much my wife and I enjoy you on the program.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hahn.
You not only have a lovely singing voice, but where did you learn to yodel like that?
Yodel?
Mr. Hahn, you're thinking of Judy Canova.
Oh, yes. I'm terribly sorry, Miss Livingston.
Well, that's all right, Mr. Hahn. Forget it. Anyone can make a mistake, I always say. Huh, Mary? Huh?
Oh, shut up.
Yes, sir.
Well, I see you have my picture right over the fireplace.
Yes, sir. It's been up there for months. It's a wonderful picture of Mr. Hahn, isn't it, kid?
I liked him better when he was sitting on the white horse.
Dennis.
Side saddle yet.
Dennis, I told you, don't talk. Just sing.
Hey, Paul, you better lap up some of this punch.
Paul?
Thanks, Phil. This time I'll get it myself.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's called Mission Punch. Once swallowed, you fly back to Capistrano. Oh, Harris, thank goodness for daylight saving time. Now people can see you 1 hour longer.
Mr. Hahn, I must apologize for Phil. He's very corny.
Oh, on the contrary. I think Phil has a great sense of humor.
Oh, he has. And he's so sophisticated. You know, Mr. Hahn, sometimes Phil has me in stitches, you know.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, Paul, did you hear one about the old maid that put a bear trap under her bed? Caught a bear.
Oh, Phil, that's a pip. I was hoping you'd tell that one. You know, Mr. Hahn, he's a riot.
He certainly is.
Say, Jack.
What?
If the boss likes that kind of stuff, you got nothing to worry about.
Quiet, Mary. You know, Mr. Hahn.
Dennis, stop standing on your head. Nobody's looking at you.
Okay, you want me to try out something now?
Yeah, try anything. I don't know where I am.
If you're Irish, to the parlor, there's a welcome there for you. If your name is Timothy or Pat, so long as you come from Ireland, there's a welcome on the mat. If you come from the mountains of Mourne or Killarney's lake so blue, we'll sing you a song and we'll make a fuss. Whoever you are one of us. If you're Irish, this is the place for you. Well, here comes my Swedish friend, Ole Svensson from McNamara's band. If you're Swedish, come into the parlor. Just come in and scold it us. If your name is hollering aboard, just pull up a chair and we'll prepare a little smorgasbord. If you come from the village of Malmo, or Stockholm stands so tall, we'll roll out the barrel and when we're done, say, Bayum Penimini, we'll have fun. You're Svenska, you're welcome one and all. Now I say, here comes a British friend of mine from Chelsea on the Thames. Oh, he's got a lovely bunch of coconuts. How if you're British, come into the parlor and we'll have a bit of chow. How if your name is there to Abigail. And if you're a limey, blimey, then we'll split a pint of ale. If you've ever walked through meadows of Devon or the farm of London too. If you've ever ridden an omnibus, we'll bloomin' well know that you're one of us. If you're British, Jackie, how do you do? If you're Spanish, come into the parlor. If you're French, you're welcome too. If you're Danish, Italian or Greek, a welcoming smile will make up for the languages we don't speak. If you're a laddie, a lassie who comes from the hills of old Scotland, or the hills of Timbuktu, the door will be open to everyone, whoever you are, wherever you're from, you liberty-loving son of a gun.
What are you waiting for?
Come into the parlor, this is the place for you.
You know, Mr. Hahn, one thing about this gang, there's no jealousy or friction here. We've been one happy little family under the same sponsor for 7 years. 6 years. I was thinking of next year. Yes, sir.
Jack's right, Mr. Hahn. We do have a good time together, and we really enjoy our work. Well, you always sound like it, too. And now that you're on the subject, Jack, I'd like to tell you how good your shows have been this year.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Mr. Hahn. Of course, they could have been much funnier.
Then why weren't they?
Well, Mary, say something.
Ole, ole, hee-oo.
Mary, look, Mr. Hahn, what I really mean...
Hey, kids, he's stuck for an answer. 1, 2.
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, and he's our sponsor, too.
And he's our sponsor, too.
Janet!
Stop that. Dinner is served. There's a lot this time, folks, so don't run.
Oh, boy. Mary, you go with Mr. Hahn. Come on, everybody. Dinner is served. Now, Mr. Hahn, will you have another shrimp cocktail? Olive, celery, pickle?
No, thank you, Jack. I think I'll just wait for the next course.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Hahn, I've been thinking, it's so silly of you to stay at a hotel while you're in town. I have an extra room, and you could just as well stay at my house. Isn't that right, kid?
Why not? He could put it on his expense account.
Well, I wouldn't think of charging Mr. Hahn. After all, he's my boss, and I hope he will be for a long time. Yes, sir.
I've got a lovely bunch of olives. Some are green and some are black and blue.
Dennis, what are you doing?
You told me to sing.
Look, kid, I meant that...
Okay, everybody, here's the soup.
Oh, boy, soup.
Wait a minute, Rochester. Serve Mr. Hahn first. As a matter of fact, since I'm the host, I'll serve him myself. Rochester, I'll take the soup tureen. You put the other things on the table.
But, boss.
Don't argue. Give me the soup tureen.
Okay, here.
Ow! It's hot! Whoop! Oh, my goodness.
Jack, you spilled the soup on Mr. Hahn.
We're poor little sheep who have lost our job.
Dennis, shut up. Forgive me, Mr. Hahn. I'm terribly sorry I spilled the soup on you.
Oh, that's all right. This suit's ruined anyway. While I was walking over here, I tore a hole in the knee when I slipped on some rose petals.
Oh. Well, come on, everybody. Loosen your belts. There's plenty of food on the table. Here, Mr. Hahn, have some option. Have some potatoes. Here you are.
Thanks. Jack, it's amazing how much you look like Eddie Cantor.
Eddie Cantor?
Jackson, loosen your tie. Your eyes are popping out.
Oh, yes. There, that's better.
No, it isn't. You're bleeding again.
Mary, stop mixing me up, will you?
Why aren't you jittery today, Jack? I've never seen you act this way before.
Well, I haven't been feeling very well, and...
Look, Paul, I'll give you the whole thing in a nutshell. Jackson's worried about...
Phil, I'll handle it. You just mind your own business.
Jack, may I have a word with you?
Uh-huh.
I know that a home's not the proper place to talk business, but...
Oh, that's all right. That's all right, Mr. Hahn. It's quite all right to discuss it in my home. Go ahead.
Well, I've something on my mind, and I think a man should know where he stands.
Stand?
Now, mind you, this is not a rash decision. We've had several meetings concerning your radio programs in the past season.
Look, I can make them funnier, Mr. Hahn. Really, honestly, I can. Now, look, Mr. Hahn, look, you, how can you do this to me? I'm not as young as I used to be. You know, I'm 39. Look, think it over, please. Please, Mr. Hahn, please, think it over.
Jack, there's nothing to think over. We're picking up your option.
You're picking up my... Wait a minute, Mr. Hahn. How do you know I'm available?
But Jack...
We'll talk about it tomorrow. And in the agency, not in my home. Come on, kids, let's eat. We're a little late, so good night, folks.
Be sure to hear Dennis Day and A Day in the Life of Dennis Day.
The Jack Benny Program. Starring Jack Benny with Barry Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, our little star is traveling throughout the country on a personal appearance tour. Tonight, he's in Cleveland, Ohio. So let us take you to the Civic Auditorium to Jack's dressing room.
Rochester.
Just a minute, boss. I'm putting a star on your dressing room door.
Oh, good.
Yes, sir. When people look at this door, they'll not only know that you're the star of the show, but that you also come from California.
They will?
Yeah, I made the star out of an orange peel.
Well, being silly, making a star out of an orange peel. Come on in here.
Just a minute. Wait till I light the smudge pot.
Never mind. I'll come in here and straighten out my clothes.
Yes, sir.
By the way, did you clean the suit I wore in the last show?
You mean the one with the rose in the lapel?
That's not a rose. While I was playing my violin, some smart aleck hit me with a tomato. You know, Rochester, talking about tomatoes and oranges has made me hungry for some fruit.
Well, let's wait and see what the next show brings.
Yeah, it's silly to buy it when people are so generous, isn't it? Now, Rochester, straighten up my dressing room table so that I can... Come in.
Mr. Benny?
Yes?
My name is Kearns. I'm a reporter on one of the local papers.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Kearns?
How do you do? Say, Mr. Benny, I just got an idea that would make a very interesting story for my paper. Your cast has been with you for such a long time. I'm sure my readers would like to know how you first met each one of them.
Well, let's start with Mary. She joined me on the radio about 3 months after I got started. I was in Los Angeles at the time, almost 18 years ago. I happened to step into the May Company. As a matter of fact, I bought this shirt I'm wearing. They give guarantees, you know. Anyway, it was in the latter part of 1932. I had purchased my shirt. I gave the man $1 and was waiting for my change. I don't know why they always have to go upstairs to get the change. Oh, well. Just a gigolo everywhere I go. People know the part I'm playing. Gee, that's a catchy new tune. Down, da 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 down, down. Hey, look at that beautiful girl behind the hosiery counter. What a chicken. I think she's looking at me, too. After I get my change, I'll go over and try to date her up.
Say, Mary, what is it, Tallulah? Look at that guy over there. He's staring at you. Where? Right over there at the shirt counter. Say, he looks kind of prosperous, don't he? How can you tell? With those bell-bottom pants, he might be barefoot. Look at him. He's winking at us. Yeah. And get a load of that straw hat he's wearing with the bright red ribbon on it. And look what it says on it, the Waukegan Kid. Hey, Tallulah, he's tipping his hat at us. Yeah, he's got the string in his pocket. Oh, wait a minute. He's coming over here. Do you want me to take him, Mary? No, I can handle him.
Just a gigolo everywhere I go. People know the part I'm playing.
Look, he's walking like Theda Barrett. Yeah.
Just a gigolo every... Hello, kiddo. Where have you been all my life?
Avoiding it.
Hey, you're sharp. I like tomatoes with a little spice. Say, baby, what's your name?
Mary.
Mary what? Quite contrary?
Oh, brother, is this guy corny?
What was that?
Look, my name is Mary Livingston. I was born in Plainfield, New Jersey. I know I should be in pictures, but I'm happy here at the May Company. And they think I'm a very good sales girl. Now, what do you want?
Wait a minute. Take it easy. You got me wrong, baby. Don't you know who I am?
No, thrill me.
Well, take a grip on the counter, baby, because I'm going to enlighten you. I happen to be Jack Benny.
Well, what do you know? Hey, Tallulah, he's Jack Benny. Who's Jack Benny? I don't know. Ask him.
Oh, you're kidding. You know who I am. You ought to go out with me. I've been on the radio 3 months.
So what? My lamp's been on the radio 3 years, and I won't go out with that either.
Well, say, you're pretty fast on the trigger. What are you doing working here in the department store? You know, you should be on the radio.
What did I tell you, Tallulah? I knew it was coming.
What?
My mother told me there'd be men like you, but I thought they'd be much younger.
Hey, you're terrific. Listen, baby, you got everything it takes. Good looks, a nice speaking voice, and what a personality.
I'll bet you tell that to all the girls.
No, I don't. Now, listen, Mary, you ought to be on the radio with me. I'll get you places. You'll be a big star.
Say, you're not kidding, are you?
Of course not. Look, why don't you meet me tonight for dinner, and we'll talk things over. And that, Mr. Kearns, is how I found Miss Livingston.
That's a very interesting story, Mr. Benny.
Thank you.
Don Wilson's been with you for a long time, too, hasn't he?
Yes. I don't know what I'd do without Donzie. But, you know, there was 1 year when I really got mad at him. It happened in 1946. It was the opening of that season. Well, Don, here we are at the start of another season.
That's right, Jack. How does it feel to get back in the groove?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm a little excited. I've got a nervous stomach.
Know just how you feel, Jack. I've got a nervous stomach, too.
Well, you're just about 30 inches more nervous than I am. But you'll be all right. Say, Don, have you got everything all set for your part of the program? You know, just the way you want it?
I sure have, Jack. I took the liberty of hiring a quartet to work with me during the commercial.
A quartet? Well, that sounds novel.
Jack, I thought it was so novel that I put them on a contract for 8 weeks. And it'll only cost you $500 a week. That isn't too much, is it?
Why, no. I mean, no. Don, that quartet must be sensational for that kind of money.
Oh, they are, Jack. Now, this will start a new style in radio. Talking commercials with a big vocal background. You'll be crazy about it.
I know, but $500. Well, if it's as good as you say, it might be worth it. Can I hear him now?
Why, certainly, Jack. Say, fellas, come on up to the microphone.
Nice-looking boys. Okay, Don, let's hear this musical commercial.
Okay. Ready, boys?
For this, I'm paying $500?
Yes.
Don, Moby Dick. Get them out of here.
Jack will be back in just a moment, but first...
And that, Mr. Kearns... And that, Mr. Kearns, was why I got so mad at Don Wilson. But I really shouldn't have, because today the Sportsman Quartet is really quite successful.
Oh, then you like the quartet now?
Yes. You see, when they sing, it's so soothing because it drowns out Phil Harris's orchestra.
I know what you mean. And now that you mentioned Phil, Mr. Benny, how did you ever find him, anyway?
Phil Harris? Well, it was about 14 years ago. One evening, Mary and I were taking a walk down Figueroa Street. Say, Mary, we've walked quite a ways. Say, before we catch the bus back home again, would you like to step into this nightclub and relax a little?
What nightclub?
This place right here. They got a band and everything. And look at that poster on the wall. Phil Harris and the sweetest music this side of the Hyperion Outfall.
I never heard of him. And what a nightclub. This is an awful joint. I don't want to go here.
Well, look, Mary, I'm looking for an orchestra leader for my program. Maybe this guy will be the one. Come on, let's go.
But, Jack, it's way down those stairs.
What's the difference? Let's go down anyway. And watch your step, will you? Let's rest. If I go down any farther, I'll get the bends.
I think we hit bottom, Jack. Here's the door.
Oh, yes. Well, that guy Harris, hey, he knows all the new tunes.
Yeah, but how can people dance on that bare ground?
Well, they probably sprinkle it with water to make it slippery, you know. It helps keep the dust down, too. Let's find a table.
Well, maybe that man will get us one.
Oh, yes. Pardon me, are you the waiter?
Well, what do you think I am with this napkin over my arm? A new father?
I'm sorry, but you're dressed too nice to be working in a joint like this.
Oh, you mean these striped pants and this Prince Albert coat?
Yeah.
Well, you see, I wear these clothes on my other job.
Other job?
Yes, I'm an undertaker's assistant.
Oh.
It was my idea to put the candles on the table. And now, would you like to have me find a table and lay you out? I mean, seat you?
Yes, please. Come on, Mary.
Here you are. Now, what would you like to eat?
Nothing, thank you. We just came in to hear the band.
Well, you might as well order something. There's a 35-cent minimum.
35 cents? Well, I'll have a chicken sandwich and a combination salad.
And I'll have a steak sandwich and French fried potatoes.
Anything to drink?
No.
You might as well. You've got 15 cents to go. Well, bring us coffee. Imagine that waiter, an undertaker's assistant.
Jack, look. The show's about to start.
Good. I'm anxious to hear this guy, Phil Harris.
Hiya, folks, and welcome to our little club. This is your orchestra leader and master of ceremonies, the one and only Phil Harris. Are you glad to see me? Well, we've got a nice crowd here tonight.
Mary, he has a swell personality.
We'll see.
And speaking of crowd, folks, a funny thing happened to me on the way to the club today. A guy walked up to me and said, "Hey, Harris, where'd you get the black eye?" So I told him it was a birthmark. And he said, "A birthmark?" And I said, "Yeah, I got in the wrong birth." No, lady, don't explain it to him. If you don't get it, just let him suffer. Let him lay there.
Hey, Mary, did you get it?
I got it all over me.
He's good.
Hey, here's another one, folks. This'll embalm you. Embalm you.
Did somebody call for me?
Quiet. He's going to tell another joke.
Hey, get this, folks.
Sing, you bum!
There's been a request that I sing. Number that I wrote myself. It's entitled, That's What I Like About the South. Won't you come with me to Alabama? Let's go see my dear old mammy. She's frying eggs and broiling hammy. That's what I like about the South. Well, folks, that concludes our first show, but don't go away. We have another complete new show in 5 minutes.
Say, Mary, this guy is terrific. He'd be great on the radio. He's got something new, something different.
Oh, you say that every time you see a man with hair.
Look, I don't care what you think. I'm going to get him over here. Hey, waiter.
Yes?
Will you please bring the orchestra leader over to my table?
I'm sorry. He doesn't come with the 35-cent dinner.
Never mind the wisecracks. Bring him over here.
All right.
I don't know, Mary, but this guy Harris really has a great personality.
Cigarettes, Cupid dolls, gardenias, and razor blades.
Imagine razor blades. Oh, miss, give me a package of cigarettes, please.
Yes, sir. What kind?
Lucky Strikes.
Jack, do you smoke Lucky Strikes?
Certainly, Mary. They're wonderful. And who can tell? I may be working for them someday. Oh, by the way, miss, what's that you've got on your tray there, tied up in a pink ribbon?
That's a lock of Mr. Harris's hair, 20 cents.
I don't want it.
You better take it. This is the last one left, and we don't shear him again till the first of the month.
No, thanks just the same.
Here are your Lucky.
Thank you. Say, Mary, she's kind of cute.
Oh, you fall.
Wait a minute. Here comes Phil Harris.
Hey, I understand one of you cookies want to see me.
Why, yes, sit down. This is Miss Livingston.
Hiya, Sam.
My name is Jack Benny.
Look, bud, I ain't got much time. What do you want to see me about?
Well, I want to talk to you about a job.
Job?
Yes.
Can you wait on tables?
I don't mean that. I've got a job. Look, you see, I have a radio program, and I'd like you and your band to be on my show, Mr. Harris.
Just call me Curly.
Oh.
Till the first of the month.
Oh, yes, your cigarette girl told me, yes. Now, Mr. Harris, radio is a different type of work. You read music, of course.
Huh?
I mean, music, notes, arrangements. What's that on your music racks?
Termites. The joint's lousy with it. Oh, Harris, how can you be so bright when it's so dark down here?
This guy's got a terrific sense of humor. He'd probably be able to write my jokes for me.
I'll settle if he could just write.
Now, look, Harris, I want you on my program. So if you'll meet me Sunday morning at the studio, we'll talk it over.
Okay, I'll be there. Hey, Max, sprinkle the floor again. The customers want to dance.
And that, Mr. Kearns, is how I met Phil Harris.
Well, that's quite a story. Mr. Benny, just how did you discover Dennis Day?
Dennis Day? Well, to tell you the truth, Mary discovered him.
Really?
Yes, it was about 10 years ago. I was looking for a singer for my program. And one day, Mary came rushing into my house.
Jack.
Right here, Mary. What is it?
Have you found a new singer yet?
No.
Well, I found one. His name is Dennis Day. Look, here's a picture of him.
Say, if the kid can sing, he's just what I want. Look at that face. Those bright, intelligent eyes.
I knew you'd like it. So I called his house and told him to come right over so you could meet him.
Well, Mary, when he gets here, let me do all of...
Well, maybe that's him now. I'll answer the door.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
That's Mr. Benny over there.
Say, kid.
Yes, please.
Say, you're really polite, aren't you?
Oh, yes. My mother told me never to be fresh to old folks.
Now, kid, how would you like to be on the radio?
Oh, I'd like that very much. In fact, I'd like to get any kind of a job. Then I wouldn't have to let my father cut my hair.
Your father cut your hair?
Yeah. Yesterday, while he was giving me a trim, he cut one of my ears off.
Cut one of your ears off? Wait a minute, kid. You've got 2 ears.
Now, yes.
Look, Mary, You'll never do
Jack,
this. You'll never do this, fella.
Jack.
It won't be good, I'm telling you. You won't be able to stand them, I know.
Jack, you can just use him to sing. He doesn't have to say anything.
I guess so. Well, kid, how would you like to work on my program?
Well, I'll have to ask my mother first.
Your mother?
She's right outside. I'll go call her. Oh, Mother! Mother! Don't mind her greasy overalls. She just came from work.
Oh.
Mother, this is Mr. Benny.
How do you do?
How do you do? Now, Mrs. Dave... she had to put her pipe wrench on my piano.
What are you mumbling about?
Mrs. Day, I'd like to have your son on my radio program.
Oh, Mr. Benny, you don't know what this means to us. Just a few minutes ago, my son was nothing, and now he's the star of your show.
Star?
He'll have lines to read, songs to sing. He'll have his own dressing room, and he'll be treated with the utmost respect.
Yeah, utmost.
Now, look, Mrs. Day, I want your boy to be on my program, but I just want him to sing a song.
Are you trying to hold him down? My boy has talent. He'll sing 2 songs.
Mrs. Day, put down that wrench. Not on the piano.
Don't shout at me.
Nobody shout. And you got a lot of nerve invading the privacy of a man's house. After all, this is a private home.
What's private about it? You've got a lemonade stand on the lawn, a jukebox in the living room, a payphone in the hall, and a row of Bendix washing machines on the back porch.
There's no business like show business.
If you want your boy to be on my program, just be at my lawyer's office tomorrow morning.
Gee, he's suing us already.
I'm not suing you. And go. See, I'm afraid, Mary, really.
That was quite a story, Mr. Benny. And I understand that through the years, Dennis has learned to love you like a father.
Yes, but his mother still hates me.
By the way, Mr. Benny, while you're off the air for the summer, who's going to replace you?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that. We have a wonderful show for the summer. Now, my time every Sunday will be filled by Guy Lombardo and his orchestra. And it's really a very, very fine show.
Oh, yes, he's great.
Say, boss, you'll be on in a few minutes.
Oh, thanks, Rochester. Well, I got to be running along now, Mr. Kearns. Goodbye.
Bye, Mr. Benny. Say, Rochester, you've been with Mr. Benny for a long time, haven't you?
Oh, yes, about 12 years.
12 years? Say, that is a long time.
Yes, sir.
Well, Rochester, I suppose your salary's increased considerably since you first started.
Well, Mr. Benny gave me raises for the first 4 years, and then it suddenly stopped.
Why? What happened?
He adopted me.
Yes. Say, Rochester, what's that lying on the dressing table?
Uh-oh, Mr. Benny forgot it. Oh, boss!
Yes, Rochester?
You forgot it again.
Oh, well, I got to get right on the stage. Throw it to me.
Well, what do you know? He caught it right on his head.
Goodbye, Rochester.
So good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, John Tackerberry, Al Gordon, Al Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy. Be happy, go lucky strike today.
To pick the mildest cigarette, you don't need sleight of hand. Taste Lucky's magic mildness, then they'll be your favorite brand.
I wash and scrub and cook and sew and still I sing a song. Because I never work alone, I've Lucky Strike along.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
Enjoy your cigarette. Enjoy truly fine tobacco that combines both perfect mildness and rich taste in one great cigarette, Lucky Strike. For only fine tobacco gives you both real mildness and rich taste. And LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So, friends, be happy, go lucky. Try a carton of Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, the Sportsman Quartet, and yours truly, Don Wilson.
Uncle Jim, it sure is nice of you to take me on your milk rock.
I thought you'd get a kick out of it, Elmer.
Yeah. Wait till I get home and tell all the kids in Calabasas. Yippee!
Not so loud, Elmer. People are asleep.
Asleep? At 11:30?
Oh, yeah, this is Beverly Hills. Sleeping till noon is a privilege reserved for the rich.
Gee, in Calabasas, if you ain't up by 7, you're a bum.
Yes, I know. Oh, well, there's Mr. Benny's house. Whoa, Deborah. Whoa. Come on now, up over the curb. Easy, Deborah, easy. Ah, there you are.
Uncle Jim, where'd you drive your wagon up here for?
Mr. Benny's gone for the summer, and I pay him 50 cents a week to let my horse graze on his lawn. Oh, he must be back from Europe. There's a milk bottle on the porch with a note in it. I better see what it says. Ah, the note's from Mr. Benny. Dear milkman, please leave 2 quarts of milk. I have just returned from London, where I was acclaimed the greatest sensation ever to appear at the Palladium Theater and a pint of cream. Well, I better find out if they want me to resume regular service. Well, good morning, Rochester.
Good morning, Mr. Milkman.
Glad to see you back, Rochester. How was your trip to Europe?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I was in Rome, Venice, Monte Carlo, London, and Paris.
Well, where did you have the best time?
Last night on Central Avenue. What a party.
Well, tell me, Rochester, was this as big as the farewell party they gave you when you went away?
Same one is still going on.
No.
Yeah. They didn't even miss me.
I got to run along now, Rochester. I'll continue your regular service.
Thank you. See you in a fortnight. Doggone, it's sure good to be home. And I hope it's the last time Mr. Benny drags me to Europe. What a trip. Everybody else takes the Queen Mary or the Queen Elizabeth, but not us. We had our choice of the Nina, the Pinta, or the Santa Maria. Uh-oh. Look what time it is. Mr. Benny starts his first program today.
Rochester.
Well, you're dressed already.
Yes, sir. Up, dressed, and raring to go. Just think, Rochester, I've been off the air since May, and here it is September. That's a long layoff.
It sure is, boss.
But it has been a nice vacation. Now it'll be good to get back to my millions of listeners. I wonder what they've been doing all summer.
Most of them been swimming in the English Channel.
Oh, yes, we almost hit a couple with the Santa Maria. Rochester, I better have something to eat before I go to the studio. What have we got in the icebox?
Well, there's still a little of that Thanksgiving turkey left.
There is? I thought we ate the last of that in Scotland. Didn't we?
No, but we had it down thin enough so we can make a wish.
Oh, yeah. Well, Roger, I'll just have some orange juice and a cup of coffee. I'll get it. Oh, it's a long, long time from May to December, and the dough runs short when you reach September. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Don!
Hello, Jack. Good to see you.
Nice to see you too, Don. Come on in.
Oh, just a minute, Jack. What happened to your lawn?
My lawn?
I don't know who's been taking care of it, but look at the way the grass is cut. It's so uneven.
I would get a horse with a tooth missing. Come on in.
Well, Jack, tell me all about your trip to Europe. Did you have a good time?
Oh, it was great, Don. Just wonderful.
That's swell. How was your engagement at the Palladium? Were you a big hit?
A big hit? Don, you've known me a long time, haven't you?
Yes, I have, Jack.
And you know that I'm not the kind of a fella who boasts or brags.
Well...
What? Well, what I'm trying to say is, Don, my engagement at the Palladium was absolutely sensational. In all modesty, I can say it was a personal triumph.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Jack. You know, a few weeks ago, I appeared at the Hollywood Bowl in The Vagabond King, and I was a big hit, too.
Well, good. What part did you play, Don?
I was all the King's men.
Don, melancholy baby. Don, I know what you're laughing at, but I still can't...
Here's your orange juice, boss.
Oh, thanks, Roger.
And I brought what's left of that turkey.
Good. Would you like a piece, Don?
Oh, no, thanks. That turkey looks awful.
If you think it looks bad now, you ought to see his passport picture.
So what? Who takes a good passport picture? Anyway, Don, I'm glad that you had some work during the summer. Excuse me. Come in. Well, Dennis.
Hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Dennis, it's so good to see you. Gosh, it's been almost 4 months.
Oh, it's good to see you, too, Mr. Benny. Gee, I sure missed you.
Well, thanks, Dennis. I missed you, too.
Gee whiz, I thought you'd never get back.
Well, gee, that's sweet, kid.
How was your engagement at the Palladium?
Oh, it was wonderful, Dennis. Just wonderful.
I heard you were a big flop.
You heard I was a flop? Who told you that?
My mother.
You're just being ridiculous. How would your mother know?
Well, she was the second mate on the Santa Maria.
Oh, stop. For your information, kid, I was a very big hit at the Palladium. If you don't believe me, ask Don.
How would Don know?
I told him. That's how. Now, look, kid, today I'm starting my 19th year in radio. We'll soon be going to the studio. And for once, I'd like to start a program without aggravation. Is that asking too much?
Not in a democracy, no.
It's not asking too much anywhere. Now, let's hear the song you're going to do for the first show.
Yes, sir.
Irene, good night. Irene. Sometimes I live in town. Sometimes I take a great notion to jump into the river and drown. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. Stop rambling. Stop your gambling. Stop staying out late at night. Go home to your wife and family. Stay there by your fireside bright. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream.
Dennis, that was swell. You certainly picked a good song for the first show.
Yes, Dennis, and your voice is better than ever.
It certainly is, kid, and it has a richer quality.
Well, that's because my tonsils.
Your tonsils? You had those taken out a year ago.
I put them back in again.
Now cut that out! Dennis, I told you that I don't want to start out a new season. Come in. Well, look who's here.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, fellas.
Mary, I thought you were going right to the studio.
I was, Jack, but I got to thinking that this is our 19th year on the radio, and, well, I thought it would be nice if you and I went down together.
Oh, that's sweet.
Hey, Mary, you really look wonderful today, and that's cute dress you're wearing.
Well, thanks, Don. I bought it for our first program.
Oh, when'd you buy it?
19 years ago. It's back in style again.
See, Mary, I'm right. Never throw anything away.
Say, Mary, you were over in Europe this summer, too, weren't you?
Yes, Don, and we had a wonderful time.
Jack told us what a big hit he was at the London Palladium.
Yes, he was. He did very well.
That ain't the way I heard it.
I don't care what you heard. Dennis, you should have been there. You would have seen an audience stand up and cheer for 10 minutes.
When was that?
The night the king walked in.
Yeah, right in the middle of one of my best jokes.
Jack, did you tell the boys what a sensation Phil Harris was?
Well...
No, Mary, Jack didn't even mention Phil.
He didn't?
Look, Mary.
Then I'll tell you. Phil was absolutely a ride with his songs. He took a dozen encores, and they just wouldn't let him off the stage.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that about Phil. Jack, why didn't you say something about it?
Because he's jealous.
Now, don't be silly. I wasn't jealous of Phil Harris.
Then why'd you go around London telling everybody he was Jack the Ripper?
I just did that for a gag.
Some gag. They almost hanged him.
That was after he sang That's What I Like About the South. He did the last three choruses with his feet off the ground. Now, come on, kids. We better get down to the studio.
Where's Phil?
Well, he's down at CBS already rehearsing the band. Come on, let's go. You know, kids, it'll be nice getting back to the old... Get off the lawn. You've had enough. and have your tooth fixed. Come on, Mary. I'll drive down with you. See you at the studio, fellas. Well, Mary, here we are, Studio B, same old place. Gee, it's good to be back.
Yeah, there's always something exciting about starting a new season.
Gosh, when I think of all the great programs we've done from this studio. Come on, let's go in. Gee, the old place sure...
Hey, you, Bud, watch where you're going.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you're standing right in the range of the camera.
Camera?
Watch out, clumsy. Don't knock over those lights.
Lights? What's going on here?
Well, can't you see? We're in the middle of a television program.
Television? But I'm supposed to do a radio show in this studio.
What kind of show?
Radio.
Radio? You think that, Joe? You can remember.
Jack, maybe we made a mistake.
How can we make a mistake? This is Studio B.
Hey, for heaven's sakes, mister, get out of the way. We're televising a program.
But anyway, I won't leave. This is my studio. I'm Jack Benny.
Jack who?
Benny.
You think that, Joe? You can remember.
Joe, he looks like Deborah. Look, fellas, there must be some mistake. We always do our radio show from here.
Well, I don't know anything about that. This is a television studio now, and Hey, wait a minute. There was some guy named Harris here before. We sent him over to Studio F.
Well, why'd you say so in the first place? Come on, Mary. Got a lot of nerve changing my studio. The least that CBS could have done was to discuss this change with me.
Jack, you were in Europe all summer.
Well, they could have talked to my writers.
They were in Honolulu.
Well, then they could have talked to my agent.
He was in Alcatraz.
Oh, yes, what a coincidence. We all took boat trips this summer. Well, here's Studio F. Let's go in.
All right, fellas, now let's try it once more. A 1, a 2, a
Phil!
Oh, hiya, Jackson. Hello, Libby.
Hello, Phil. How are things going?
Oh, fine, Liv. We're still rehearsing the opening number. I'll be with you in just a minute. Take a seat, Clyde.
Okay, Phil. We'll wait.
All right, fellas. Now let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. A root, toot, 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 toot. Hit it.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Phil. Hold it. Phil, hold it. Hold it. Phil.
What's wrong, Jackson?
You're playing Guy Lombardo's theme song. He was our summer replacement.
Well, why didn't he take his music off the stand?
I'm glad he didn't. He may be with us next week.
Say, Phil, have you got the same musicians this year?
Yeah, Bagby, Remley, Kimmick, Sammy, same old gang.
Where's Fletcher, the trombone player?
Oh, Fletcher, he'll be a little late. His wife's going to have her 10th baby, so they put her in the clink.
Put her in the clink?
Phil, why would they do that?
I don't know, but it said so right on the door. C-L-I-N-I-T.
That clinic!
Clink. What's the difference? She can't get out.
All right. Now, look, Phil, instead of rehearsing Guy Lombardo's theme song, why don't
hello, Phil.
Hiya, Phil.
Well, down at Dennis, it's glad to see you. You guys are a sight for pink eyes.
He admits it yet.
Say, Phil, Mary was telling me what a big hit you were at the Palladium in London.
Oh, Mary, huh? Oh, bless your heart, Liv, you pretty thing. Hey, Donzie, you would have been so proud of me. To quote the words of one of England's foremost critics, he wrote, "When Phil Harris walked out to the center of the stage, the vociferous ovation was not only tumultuous, but it finally reached a crescendo bordering on pandemonium."
That he could read, but clinic is clink.
Now, wait a minute, Jack. you must admit that Phil was a big hit.
All right. So Phil was a hit. What about me?
I heard you were a big flop.
You know, for a kid who
Okay,
doesn't...
folks, clear the stage. We've got to set the cameras up. Hey, Mac, put the lights on both sides.
Now, wait a minute.
Don't argue, chum. We got to do a television show here in half an hour.
But I thought
Oh,
this...
come on, Jack. We'll find another studio.
Okay, let's go. See, Mary, I don't know what that... I know that television is important. But if CBS think they can push me around, they've got another thing coming. I'm going to take this up with my agent next visiting day. This is awful.
Jack, look. That studio across the hall has a sign on the door that says Lucky Strike.
Oh, yeah, that must be ours. Let's go in. Hey, Mary, look at the way those...
Quiet, please. We're doing a Lucky Strike commercial for television.
A commercial?
Jack, look at those cigarettes marching.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the left, right. Hut.
There's never a shift and we never trip, so perfect are we made. You can hear that beat coming down the street. You want to get in step with Lucky Strike. For keep down smoking satisfaction, Lucky's the one you like. We're round and firm and fully packed, and just as mild as we can be. Be happy and go Lucky Strike, and smoke and relish and a tea. And when you hear that soul American, every Tom and Dick and Harry can line a Lucky and start popping it. Nothing beats a Lucky Strike. There's no rough puff, no puff that's rough. So clear it away. It's Lucky Day. L-S-M-F-T. 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 From the full rich taste of brand tobacco, you are sure to like. There is nothing half as good as popping on a Lucky Strike. L-S-M-F-T. L-S-M-F-T.
Jack, wasn't that wonderful?
Certainly was, Mary. It's amazing the strides that televisions are making these days.
Jack, what's that on your hands?
Huh? Oh, darn it, it's paint. I must have touched a piece of scenery. Excuse me a minute, I'll go wash it off. Oh, no. A camera in here. I guess they're just storing it in here temporarily. Worse than soap. There, that's better. Mary!
I'm over here at Studio G. It's the only one we haven't gone in yet.
Okay, let's try it. Try anything.
All right, if that's camera and lights are set, let's rehearse that scene again, huh?
Look, Jack, it's Alan Young.
Oh, yeah. Alan Young, what are you doing here?
I'm rehearsing my television show.
Oh.
Say, Alan, how do you like being in television?
Oh, it's wonderful, Mary. It's so exciting. And, Jack, I think you ought to get into it, too.
Well, I am scheduled to do a few shows this year, but, Alan, don't you think that television is pretty tough on radio actors?
Well, television is hard work, Jack, and there's no question it isn't going to be easy on the older radio stars.
Uh-huh.
Oh, but that shouldn't worry a man like you. You're in your late 30s, aren't you?
It's later than you think.
Yes, next year, you see, I'll be 40 again. I mean, 40. But, Alan, how do you think I'll photograph on television?
Oh, Jack, you don't need to worry about that at all. They got wonderful makeup men. See, they can remove wrinkles from your face. They can broaden your eyebrows. They can take away your double chin. Well, gosh, they can do anything.
Well, how do you think my hair will photograph?
I don't know. Let's throw it in front of the camera and see.
Oh, no, you're not going to throw this one.
Don't worry, it always lands on its feet.
Mary, please.
All right, Mr. Young, we're ready to start the rehearsal.
Well, excuse me now. I have to go.
Well, certainly. Goodbye, Alan.
So long, Alan. Oh, by the way, Alan, one more thing I'd like to ask you. I don't want to get personal, but how did you get into television?
Well, I went in to wash my hands, and there I was.
Oh, well, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Jack, it's almost time for our broadcast.
Oh, Jack!
Well, here comes Don. Maybe
Jack, where are we going to go? Every studio I've looked into has been converted to television. Where are we going to do our broadcast of our show?
Well, I'll find out right now. I'm going upstairs and see Mr. Megan. He's the head man at CBS on the West Coast. I'm tired of being pushed around. Trouble every year. If it isn't my cast, it's my writers. If it isn't my writers, it's my agent. If it isn't my agent, it's his parole board. But I'm going to get a studio to broadcast from if I have to. Oh, here's Mr. Megan's office. Pardon me, I'm looking for Mr. Megan.
I'm Mr. Megan.
Well, I'm Jack Benny.
Oh, yes, on the radio.
Mary, he remembers. He remembers.
Oh, of course I do. Now, what can I do for you, Jack?
Plenty. I came down here this afternoon with my entire cast to do my first show of the season, and what do I find? Every single studio in the building is occupied. Now, tell me, where am I going to do my radio program?
Oh, yes, your radio program.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to find you a studio. I think I know where I can get you one. Excuse me. Hello, NBC?
What's going on here? Now, look, Mr. Megan, why is it every year when I start a new season I run into trouble? For 19 years I've been in radio. 19 years. And a little thing like television comes in and disrupts everything. Why just once in 19 years can't I open a... Jack, we'll be back in just a moment.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
I'm the policeman in our town. I walk through every street, and Lucky Strike rates right on top with people on my feet.
Some claim this and some claim that, but when all's said and done, for full rich taste and mildness too, Lucky Strike's the one.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
That's right, friends. Be happy, go lucky. Just taste the mildness, the richness of a Lucky Strike. Here's a great cigarette. You bet Lucky's always give you perfect mildness. Scientific tests prove it. Prove Lucky Strike is milder than any other principal brand. And you always get the full, rich taste of fine tobacco because LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Remember, only fine tobacco gives you both real mildness and rich taste. So, friends, be happy, go lucky. Try a carton of Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
Good night, everybody.
This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
I choose my cigarettes with care, yes, I demand perfection, and Lucky's are so round and firm, they're topped in my affection.
I
write a column full of news, and I've a scoop for you. A lucky is a happy smoke, so mild and so rich too.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky, strike.
Enjoy your cigarette. Enjoy truly fine tobacco that combines both perfect mildness and rich taste in one great cigarette, Lucky Strike. For only fine tobacco gives you both real mildness and rich taste. And LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So friends, be happy, go lucky. Try a carton of Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky, strike today.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Barry Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, the Sportsman's Quartet, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, it is morning, and as we look into Jack Benny's home in Beverly Hills, he and Rochester are going over the bills that have accumulated during their absence in Europe.
Here's a bill from the gas company, $8.50.
$8.50.
Electric bill, $9.75.
$9.75.
Here's a bill from the telephone company, $6.40.
Wait a minute. Why do we have to pay the telephone company?
They couldn't get in to open the coin box.
Oh. I wonder how much my share will be this month. Now, let's see. I paid my cast and writers for the first show. Oh, yes, I have to mail a check for commission to my agent.
I've been meaning to ask you about that, boss. How does your agent get to the bank?
He doesn't. The warden deposits it for him.
Say, boss, isn't your agent in for 20 years?
Yeah, but he gets 10% off for good behavior. What else have you got there?
Here's a bill from your dentist. He wants $100 deposit.
My dentist? Oh, yeah. Send that bill to my sponsor. After all, it was his idea, you know.
Your sponsor?
Yeah, he thought it'd be nice for television if I had my 5 front teeth fixed.
Well, what's wrong with your 5 front teeth?
Nothing. He wants to put LSMFT on it. But I don't know whether I'll do it or not. These smiling commercials. Be happy, go lucky. You know, the next thing you know, he'll want me to...
I'll get it. Hello? Well, how are you? Yeah, we've been back from Europe 3 weeks now. Sure, you can come home anytime you want to. Goodbye.
Who was that?
Your parrot.
It'll be good to see Polly again. Now, let's finish these bills. I don't want to waste all day.
Yes, sir. Here's one for your automobile insurance. Wait a minute, boss. This premium seems too high. It's $93.50.
No, Ross. That's not the premium. That's what the car's insured for.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see it right here. It's covered for fire, theft, and rheumatism.
Oh, stop. Is that all?
No, there's still one more bill. It's from the Flamingo Hotel in Las Vegas. It's for $30.20.
That's right. I was up there for 3 days. You see, my room was $10 a day. That's $30. Pay it, Rochester.
What's the 20 cents for?
I gambled a little. I was up all night trying to break even. You know, sometimes... I'll get it. Hello? No, the address here is 360 North Camden Drive, not 350. Goodbye. Stupid parrot. Some birds can't find their way to Capistrano. She can't even find her own house. Now, Rochester, take all these bills and... Come in. Well, hello, Dennis. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Every time I come to your house, you ask me the same thing.
What?
For 10 years, I've been coming to your house, and it's always, hello, Dennis, what are you doing here?
Look, kid.
Just once, I'd like you to say, hello, Dennis, glad to see you. Come in and stand on your head.
Dennis, why should I ask you to stand on your head?
You know it's a long walk. My feet hurt.
Well, that's ridiculous. Dennis, you only live 2 blocks from here. Why is it such a long walk?
I always get lost.
But there's nothing to it. Why didn't you just come down Rexford and walk up Sunset Boulevard?
Oh, I'm afraid to pass Gloria Swanson's house.
What?
If she killed William Holden, what chance has a jerk like me got?
Look, Dennis, do me a favor, will you? Go outside, I'll close the door, and ring the bell again.
Okay.
Well, hello, Dennis. Come on in and stand on your head. Now leave me alone.
Yes, sir.
Now maybe I can... Not on the piano! Look, kid, I didn't ask you over here, but if you came to let me hear your song, let's hear it and then go home.
Okay.
Hold it a minute. Yes?
How do you do? I'm from the telephone company.
Oh, it's right over there on the wall.
Thank you. My, it's heavy this time.
Yes, business was great when the Shriners were in town.
I'll dump them out right here on the tape.
Gee, look at all those nickels.
Here I go to divide the dough, and when I'm through, I'll scrammy. 1 for me, and 1 for you, and 5 for Uncle Sammy.
Yes, mustn't forget him. My agent did, and look where he is. Now, look, mister, would you mind counting those coins in the other room?
No, not at all.
Thank you. Go ahead, Dennis. Let's hear your song.
Yes, sir.
Many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. They just lie there and they die there. Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Or just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art. Mona Lisa.
That was fine, Dennis. Very good. You can go home now if you want to. Dennis, I said you can go home now. Dennis. Oh, isn't that cute? He sang himself to sleep. See, he must have walked a long way to be that tired.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Mary. Come on in and stand on your head. I mean, come on in.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Dennis, wake up.
Huh? Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Dennis. By the way, Jack, I haven't seen you since last Sunday. Did you read all the reviews on your opening program?
Yes, most of them. I thought they were nice.
The reporter in Variety said you were better than ever.
I know.
Luella Parsons said you got loads of laughs.
Yes.
Hedda Hopper said you were dynamite.
Yes, I know.
Erskine Johnson said you weren't the least bit funny.
Him I'm suing. What other write-ups were there?
Did you read the review in the Herald Express?
No.
You can take that one to the Supreme Court.
No kidding. Was it that bad?
Was it?
I thought you went home.
How can I? My shirt's in your bending.
Well, go and get it. Mary, getting back to those reviews, I can't understand it. Everybody seemed to like the show.
Even my mother.
Oh, your mother. What does your mother know? She liked it?
Yes, I got a letter from her yesterday.
Oh.
I brought it over. Do you want me to read it to you?
Yes. I mean, if she likes my show, certainly go ahead.
Okay. My darling daughter, Mary. Just a note to tell you, we heard Jack's opening program and thought it was very good.
Well.
It's about time. We'll soon be able to see Jack, too, as we have a new television set.
Oh.
Papa didn't want to pay all that money for a set, so he built his own. Something went wrong, though, and when it was finished, the screen was 1 inch high and 7 feet wide. It works all right, but Hopalong Taxi looks like he's riding a snake.
That's silly. A screen 1 inch high and 7 feet wide.
I wonder what Faye Emerson looks like.
Read on, Mary.
Here's some good news about your sister, Babe.
About Babe? Oh, goody.
Babe is very upset because she wasn't selected to go to the Atlantic City Baby Beauty Contest as Miss Plainfield, and I don't blame her. Even though I'm her mother, I must admit that Babe has the prettiest pair of knees in New Jersey. It's a shame they're in the back.
Lucky her feet are on backwards. She'd look awful.
Jack.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mary.
No other news except that I'm very angry at your father not speaking to him.
What?
Last month was our anniversary, and I told him I wanted to see South Pacific. So he took me to New York and shoved me on a banana boat.
Good.
Have to close now, but we'll write again soon. Your loving mother, Sally High Livingston.
You know, Mary, if your mother lived here in Hollywood, I'd give her a job as a writer. I'm not kidding. Say, excuse me, will you?
Where are you going?
I'm in the kitchen. I want to get a glass of water. Answer that, will you, Mary?
Okay. Hello?
Well, how you live? What are you doing at Treasure Island?
Well, I had nothing to do, so I dropped in at Jack's house.
Social or bending?
Just social, Phil.
Where is Jackson?
He'll be right back. He's getting a drink.
No, don't tell me the old man is finally going.
Here he is now. Oh, Jack. Phil.
Oh.
Hello? Hiya, Jackson. Been nipping a bit, huh?
Yes, Phil, I had a glass of water. Nice, plain, cool water.
Water?
Yes, water. What's in your swimming pool?
Remley, we're playing Sunset Boulevard.
All right. What did you call for?
Oh, I want to find out about rehearsal.
Oh, you do, eh? You want to find out about rehearsal? Well, Mr. Harris, for your information, rehearsal was at my house last night.
Was I there?
No.
Well, I can cross that one off.
Now, look, Phil, I think we ought to get something straightened out right now. This is the start of a new season. When I call a rehearsal, I expect everybody to be there, and that includes you. Now, this is your last warning.
Hey, Jackson.
What?
If you didn't need me, I'd be scared to death.
Need you? Phil, I need you like my agent needs a tuxedo. Now hang up and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, Phil.
Good night, Irene.
What a guy. Say, Mary, it's getting kind of late and I'm hungry. Would you like to stay for dinner?
Oh, sure, Jack. I'd love to.
Where's Dennis?
Well, he went out while you were talking to Phil.
Good, good. I'm going to get Rochester started with dinner.
Okay, I'll just sit in here and play the piano. Gee, this thing is out of tune. Piano. No wonder nobody puts nickels in it anymore. You'd think he'd at least. Oh, Jack. Never mind, I'll get it. Hello, Don.
Well, hello, Mary. Is Jack in?
Yes, is he expecting you?
Yeah, Jack brought me a gift from Europe, and he wanted me to drop by and look at it.
Just look at it?
Well, he said he'd give it to me today if I promised not to expect anything for Christmas.
Well, come on in.
You know, Mary, I envied you and Jack traveling all over Europe.
Well, I must say it was exciting, Don. We had so much fun in London, Paris, Rome, Venice, and...
Venice? Jack didn't tell me about that.
Well, he wouldn't.
What are you laughing at, Mary?
Well, Jack will never tell you, so I will.
Well, go ahead, Mary. I'd love to hear it.
Well, after Jack finished his engagement at the London Palladium, we went to Paris. From Paris, we went to Rome. And while in Rome, we decided to go to Venice.
Gosh, those canals must be fascinating.
Oh, they are, Don. Anyway, we arrived at night, checked into the Grand Denali Hotel, and the next morning I met Jack in the lobby. Jack, did you get the tickets for the sightseeing tour?
Yes, Mary, and the gondola will leave in a few minutes. Gee, I'm sure looking forward to it.
Signor Benny?
Yes?
I am the Belle Capitan. The gondola for the sightseeing tour. She's about ready to leave.
Oh, good. Well, we'll be right out.
Grazie.
Oh, Bell Captain, should I bring my coat?
Signorina Livingstone, this is a sunny Italy. We have the same climate you have in California. Bring your coat.
I thought so. Come on, Jack. Gosh, Jack, what a thrill. This is the first time I've ever been in a gondola.
Yeah. I didn't know it helped so many people. I'm sure glad we came on this sightseeing tour.
Oh, Jack, the guide is getting up to point out the places of interest.
Yeah. Come on, Mary, let's get closer to him. There's so many interesting things in Venice. I don't want to miss a word he says. Excuse me.
Jack.
Excuse me.
Jack, you're close enough to him.
Just a little closer. Excuse me.
Desidero molto di i famosi storici palazzi che sorcombande, ma questo uomo ha un piede sul mio.
What do you say? Huh?
In 20 anni che faccio il gondoliere non ho mai visto un animale come questo e ancora mi pesa il piede.
What do you say? Huh? What do you say, Mary? What do you say?
Il fatto se io rompo il naso e la testa anche, ancora mi pesa il piede.
What do you say?
Yeah.
Just a minute, Mary. Say, mister, do you understand Italian?
Yes, I do.
Oh, good. What did he say?
He said you're standing on his foot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll step back.
Jack!
Mary!
Miss, shall I help you get him back into the boat? Or did you push him?
Certainly not. Please help me. Here, Jack, take my hand.
Easy does it now. There we are.
Thanks, mister. Oh, boy, am I wet.
Io penso lo piendo, ma lui è dietro in gondola. Un cocciala mia gamba.
What do you say? Huh? What do you say?
He said you're dripping on his leg.
Well, if he thinks I'm going to step back again, he's crazy.
Say, wait a minute. Aren't you Jack Benny?
Yes. In sono pregando artista che il continente di Europa sono vista.
Wait a minute. I thought you couldn't speak Italian.
What did Mr. Benny say?
He said he was a sensation at the Palladium Theater in London.
That he could say in Chinese.
Mary, please.
Rivediamo il Plus che è famoso per le gondoliere che canta.
What did he say? What did he say?
He said we are now approaching the plaza, which is famous throughout the world for its singing gondoliers.
Oh, yes, look. All those people sitting out on the pier. Where else would you see anything like this?
Coscienza un poco ma se fuggi sono ben sono fully packed e non ti corre presso e non ti struggi there's no rapport no passage Racing, piano to rock smoke a lucky Nicola, be happy and so lucky, la 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 Racing, piano to me, lucky strike means everything,
That was wonderful, wasn't it, Mary?
Yes, Jack. And you better sit down. Our gondola is starting to move again.
Gosh, I wouldn't have missed this trip for anything. It's so picturesque here in Venice.
Oh, Jack, look at those signs along the side of the canal.
Signs?
Yeah. I'll see if I can read them as we pass. Prendere un punta. De uno che canasso. Talia tuo berba. Ma non tuo naso. Sperma shave.
Mary, where does it say Burma shave?
On that last sign. Bermuda Radera. That's Burma shave.
Bermuda Radera means Burma shave? Holy smoke, I better learn what these Italian words mean.
Why?
I had that on my strawberries this morning. See, I'll just have to...
Jack, sit down. You're rocking the gondola, and we're getting into heavy traffic.
Yeah, just look at all those gondolas going in every direction. So wonder they don't bump into each other. What's that?
It's that man sitting over there in that little boat. He used to work for the traffic department.
What's the matter with him?
He went crazy trying to paint a white line down the middle of the canal.
Oh, well, that is a problem. Why didn't he try watercolors?
Jack, look out!
Mary! I fell under that. Mary!
I knew this was going to happen.
Miss, are you sure you didn't push him?
Of course not. Now help me get in the boat.
Okay.
No, don't grab by the hair. Here, Jack. Here's my hand.
These boats are too narrow.
What do you mean too narrow? You fell off the Queen Mary.
Only one. Gee, I'm cold. I think achoo!
Fratuare un coscia.
Thank you.
He said break a leg.
It sounds so nice in Italian.
Jack, why don't you just sit down and enjoy the ride like everybody else?
Okay, but gee, I'm so wet.
Well, it's your own fault.
Signore e signori, noi al passo il famoso spazio per qualche spesa in Venezia.
The guy just said we're passing the shopping center of Venice.
Oh, yeah.
Look at those little stores, right out on the water. Gosh, it's the only place in the world like this.
Yeah, and Mary, look at that store on the end. It specializes in gondola accessories. Manny, Mo, and Luigi. See, the place in Los Angeles must have stolen its name from this one.
Ora, signore e signori, noi passi il famoso americano riunione spazio in Venezia.
The guy just pointed out the famous American rendezvous in Venice called Harry's Bar.
Oh, yes, I've heard of that. See, that's where all the Americans in Venice come for cocktails.
Well, we must go there, Jack.
Yeah, and say, Mary, did I tell you the wonderful joke I made up about Phil Harris? I'm going to do it on our first broadcast.
Oh, look, Jack, you're on a vacation. Forget jokes.
No, Mary, this will be sensational. Now, get this. I'm going to say this on the first broadcast. I'm going to say that when we were in Venice, Phil Harris went into Harry's bar and sat down at a table with one of the natives. Phil took a drink, and then the native took a drink. Get this. Then Phil took another drink, and the native took another drink. They kept drinking and drinking till the native couldn't see anymore.
What's funny about that?
Mary, don't you get it? Phil is the first guy in the world ever to drink a Venetian blind. Mary, don't you get it? Venetian. Mary.
Here, miss, I'll help you.
Never mind. This time I pushed him.
Good. Paddle on, gondolier.
Oh, love me.
Mary.
Mary, help me.
Jack, we'll be back in just a moment, but first...
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
Some taste like this and some like that, but nothing tastes quite like the milder, richer cigarette whose name is Lucky Strike.
When asked to vote, the people wrote in letters big and bold, it's LSMFT for me, on Lucky's we are sold.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
Yes, friends, be happy, go lucky, and enjoy your cigarette. Puff by puff, you'll find Lucky's always give you perfect mildness. In fact, scientific tests prove Lucky Strike is milder than any other principal brand. But mildness is only part of the enjoyment Lucky's give you. You get rich taste, too. All the deep-down enjoyment that comes from truly fine tobacco, because LSMFT, Lucky Strike, means fine tobacco. So, friends, be happy. Go Lucky. Try a carton of Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
We're a little late, so good night, folks.
Stay tuned in for the new Hal Perry show, which follows immediately. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
65.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
Stop fiddling, folks, when buying smokes. Join in the swing to pleasure. These Luckies are a richer blend with mildness for good measure.
Take away my diamond clips, the pearls that I adore. For Lucky's are a girl's best friend and right in every store.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
Enjoy your cigarette. Enjoy truly fine tobacco that combines both perfect mildness and rich taste in one great cigarette, Lucky Strike. For only fine tobacco gives you both real mildness and rich taste. And LSMFT, Lucky Strike, means fine tobacco. So, friends, be happy. Go Lucky. Try a carton of Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis.
Hold it, Don. Hold it. Wait a minute, Phil. Hold it, everybody.
What's the matter, Jack?
Look, we'll be on the air in a few minutes, and the opening is still not right. Now, rehearse it again.
But, Jack, I read the opening like I always do.
Oh, it isn't you, Don. It's the music.
And what, pray tell, is wrong with the music?
The same thing, pray tell, that's been wrong with it for 15 years. Phil, it's too loud. Nobody can hear Don. I can tell you now, Phil, you'll never get anywhere with that kind of blast.
Look, Jackson, now listen to me. I've got a Cadillac, a yacht, and a mansion in Encino. Show me one Claire de Lune man who can top that.
Phil, I know you have a Cadillac, a yacht, and a mansion. What does your music have to do with getting all those things?
My band played Here Comes the Bride. I looked at that little blonde standing beside me, said I do, and they were mine, all mine.
He admits it yet.
Jack, we'll be on the air in a minute, so why upset yourself?
But, Mary.
Well, Phil has a lot of bad musicians, and there's nothing you can do
Wait
about
a minute. Hold it a minute, May Company Maisie. Let's get something straightened out. What do you mean about bad musicians? For your information, Liv, my string section used to be with Whiteman, and some of my boys were with Dorsey.
Well, I'm talking about the fellows who worked with King.
Wayne King?
No, Waste King. They used to install them.
That I believe, and I like that, Mary. Now, Phil, let's take the opening theme again, and please...
Well, Jack, we haven't time for that now. The audience is coming into the studio.
Oh. Gee, I hope we have a good crowd. I'm going to peek through the curtain and see. Looks pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5...
Jack, stop counting. The tickets are free.
Oh, yes, I keep forgetting, you know.
Next aisle over, please. Next aisle over. Don't crowd, please. Don't crowd.
Oh, Lamb!
Coming, Ellie.
I almost lost your place in line. What took so long?
I got into a big argument in the lobby.
Why? What happened?
They wouldn't let me hitch my horse for that statue of Mr. Paley. I just can't understand.
Keep moving, please.
Now, see here. Don't push me around, Sonny. Mr. Benny mailed me my tickets personally. Come on, Ellie. Let's sit down here in the front row.
Okay, Lamb. I'm glad we got here on time.
Yeah? Good thing we turned the rooster back an hour last night. Well, now, let's sit down and open the lunch basket.
Here's a banana.
A banana?
That'll hold you till I get out the sandwiches and pour the coffee.
Okay. You know, I heard Mr. Benny's program last week, and it was really a dilly. Almost as good as Spate Cooley. Well, when he came out and said...
Oh, look, Lamb, the curtain is opening.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, the Sportsman Quartet, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you a man who is loved, admired, and respected by millions. And here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking.
Hi, Rube.
What?
Thanks for the tickets.
You're welcome. This is Jack Benny talking, and Don, your introduction was
Heard your show last week. Laughed so hard I fell off my milking stool.
Now, look.
Now, if I hadn't had a good grip on that cow, I'd have broke my nose.
If you hadn't muffed that line, you'd have gotten a bigger laugh, too. Why doesn't he keep quiet?
Jack, the show.
Oh, yes. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And, Don, it gives me great pleasure to announce that tonight we're going to do a sketch to celebrate a great event in California history. This event happened on September 9th, 100 years ago. Now, kids, who knows why Californians will always cherish that wonderful day?
I do.
Why?
No smog.
I I mean another reason. Don, do you know what California is celebrating?
No.
Don, you mean to tell me that you, a college man, a radio announcer, don't know California history? That's disgusting.
Now, just a minute. Why should I know about California history? I was born in Colorado.
Well, some of you must have flabbed over into California. But since none of you seem to know, I'll tell you. This month, in fact, all this year, we're celebrating the California Centennial.
Centennial? What's that?
What's that, Phil? 100 years ago, California joined the Union.
The whole state?
Why, certainly.
That patroller really is on his toes, ain't he?
Yes, Phil, yes. Ain't he? What ain't he? You know, it's a shame. Once in a while, I get into a mood where I try to discuss a subject of national importance. There isn't one member of my cast that I can talk to intelligently.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Dennis, you can go and sit down.
Yes, sir.
Now, Don, as long as there's no one here who knows anything about this subject, we might as well try and do something else.
Oh, Mr. Benny.
What?
Did you know that this month we're celebrating the California Centennial?
Yes, I know it. I just said it. Now, Don...
It was just 100 years ago, September 9th, that the state of California was admitted to the Union.
I know.
Of course, California was discovered in 1542 by Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo. That gave Spain the right of discovery. However, Spain at this time was busy with affairs in Europe and neglected the territory. Well, in the year 1769, Carlos III of Spain sent forward the Porto La Sierra expedition. This was the beginning of the building of the missions and the conversion of the Indians on the Porto La Sierra. Then colonization followed. The colonists were sent from Mexico. Then in 1822, California became a territory of the Republic of Mexico. At the close of the Mexican War with the United States, February 2nd, 1848, by the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, California passed into control of the United States. 2 weeks before this, January 24th, a mill was being built for Sutter of Sutter's Fort at Coloma.
Sutter?
John Sutter.
John Sutter?
John A. Sutter. His wife's name was Mildred.
Oh.
The California Territory was especially desirable to the United States because of its strategic position and its natural resources, such as gold, silver, oil, and timber. At Sutter's Mill, as I mentioned before, gold was discovered, culminating in one of the greatest gold rushes in history. And so, on September 9th, 1850, California was made a state and admitted to the Union.
Dennis, that was wonderful. I mean, how do you get your information?
I dial 113.
You dial?
I've got more information in my little finger than you have in your whole head.
Well, Dennis, it's hard for me to get my head in the dial. Anyway, Dennis, it's not important how you acquired your information. The mere fact that you were able to retain it is an accomplishment in itself.
I sing, too.
I know. Now, let's have your song because we have a very important sketch to do.
I hope it's as funny as last week.
Oh, be quiet.
What are you going to sing, Dennis? Well, I'm going to sing a little ditty called...
Dennis, don't talk! Just sing your song.
I give you all my love. The skies may fall, my love, but I will still be true. All my sighs will disappear at last. Now that you're here at last, my heart belongs to you. Let me go. to give you all my love. Oh, I love you so. Don't you ever let me go. You thrill me so. As I recall my life, I've waited all my life to give you all my love. I, all my
That was All My Love, sung by Dennis Day. And, Dennis, you sang it beautifully.
California was the 31st state admitted to the Union.
What?
I forgot to mention that before.
Oh. Well, thanks, kid. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our feature attraction tonight, we are going to present...
The first governor of California was named Peter H. Burnett.
Dennis.
His wife's name was Mabel.
Dennis, we don't need any more information, so drop it.
Jack, if you're going to do a play about California, you better get started.
Mary, I'm trying to. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, in honor of the California Centennial, we are going to present a play based on this historical event. All right, Don, let's get started with our tribute to California.
Am I going to be in the play?
In it. You're going to be technical advisor.
Yeah. Go ahead, Don. Introduce the play.
Okay, Jack.
Oh, darn it, the phone. I'll get it.
Whoop.
Who threw that banana peel on the stage?
Hi, Rube.
What?
California got its first shipment of bananas in 1864.
Dennis, I don't care when. Okay. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
Rochester, what do you want?
Have you been shopping lately?
Shopping? Yes, last Wednesday I bought some clothes. Why?
There's a man here from Sears Roebuck with your new suit.
Well, you can tell the man it's about time.
It sure is a nice suit, boy.
You really like it?
Yeah, I hope it looks as good on you as it does on him.
Rochester, you mean he came from the store wearing my new suit?
Yeah, he said for the price you pay, they couldn't afford to put it in the box.
Oh. Well, look, tell the man...
Now, hold it, boy.
What?
Here comes Roebuck wearing the extra pair of pants.
Well, look, Rochester, I'm in the middle of the program. Hang up the clothes and I'll see you later.
Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, say, boss.
Now what?
You got a letter from Alcatraz.
Oh, from my agent. Oh, what does he say? Open it up.
It's already been opened.
Oh, yes. Well, what does he say?
I'll read it to you. Dear Jack, next Friday is my birthday, and if you want to send me a monogram shirt, my initials are 9-3.
Good old 9. What else does he say?
P.S. I can't wait to see you on television, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I'll answer him when I get home. So long, Rochester.
Goodbye.
All right, Don, start the play.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, to commemorate the centennial of California, we bring you our version of one of the historic events that took place in this great state. Curtain music.
My name is Slim Benny. My sidekick, Tex Harris, and I were a couple of prospectors drifting from place to place. In the year 1849, we found ourselves in the sleepy little Mexican pueblo of Nuestra Senora La Reina de Los Angeles de Porcinuco. In English, this meant stop here for plant inspection. One night, Tex and I were in the only lively place in town, Pedro's Saloon.
Been a pretty exciting evening here at Pedro's, eh, Tex?
Sure has, Slim.
Yes, we better get going.
Wait a minute, Slim. Want another drink?
Now, hold on, Tex. I know it ain't none of my business, but you've been drinking a little too much.
Well, it ain't my fault, Slim. I only drink to forget.
What are you trying to forget?
All the years I went around sober.
Well, I'll drink with you, but stand up for this one. Oh, bartender. Bartender.
What would you have, senor?
I'll have a double tequila.
And what for you, senor?
Well, I'm kind of hungry. I'll have a sandwich.
Okay, but you will have to go outside and eat it on your horse. This is a drive-in.
Then don't bother. You know, Tex, I like this little town. I think...
Move over, you hombres. I want a drink.
Stop shoving, mister.
I said move over.
I'm a warning you. You better...
Slim, be careful. That's Windy Wilson, the toughest man in these parts.
Oh, he is, eh? Well, I'll take care of that. I shot him in the stomach.
Now, look, Slim. Which one of us you talking to?
He's a-talking to me. Now, what do you want here, anyway?
Well, wait a minute, partner. I didn't come here to fight. I came here to see the singer at this here saloon. Got a new song by Stephen Foster.
No kidding. How does it go?
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky, strike. Hiddly, poo, 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 poo.
Italy Poop is by Stephen Foster?
Yep, it's called Genie with the Light Brown Tobacco.
Oh.
Well, look, here comes the singer now.
Yeah.
I watched her. She came through the door. She was a beautiful Mexican girl with dark skin and black eyes. And she had a perfect figure. Ankles 8 inches. Calves 13 inches. Hips 34. And a 25-inch waist. I was never without my tape measure. I looked at her and said,
"Hello, girlie. Are you the singer in this saloon?"
Sí.
You sing here every night?
Sí.
Are you single?
Sí.
What's your name?
Sue.
Sue?
Sí.
Well, say, Sue. After your show tonight, how about going out with me? We could have a lot of fun together.
Do not get fresh with me, senor. The bartender, he is my brother.
Ah, you're kidding. Hey, bartender.
Sí.
Can I talk to you a minute?
Sí.
Are you her brother?
Sí.
What's your name?
Sai.
Well, look, Si, I want to go out with your sister, see?
She's Sue.
I know she's Sue, Si. I heard Sue say so.
What did you say, senor?
I killed Si. It was easier than reading that line again. Then I turned to Sue and said,
Sue, I think you and I ought to get married.
But why, senor, should I marry you?
Because now you're alone. I just killed your brother. I love you, Sue. If you marry me, you'll make me the happiest...
Gold has been discovered up north! Gold, do you hear me? Gold, gold!
Gold? Goodbye, Sue. Come on, Tex. We're a-going north.
In 10 seconds, Pedro's saloon was empty. Everyone had rushed out, including Si. He was dead, but he didn't want to be poor. Tex and I rushed over to the general store to outfit ourselves to the long trek to Sutter's Mill. We bought burros, shovels, picks, blankets, and tents, and a hacksaw in case we visited my agent. Fully outfitted, we started on our trek up the San Joaquin Valley. We had all our equipment piled into a covered wagon. We which was pulled by 16 mules.
Clippity clop! Get off there, mule! Hunter-hoo!
I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. I'm on my way to Sutter's Mill, way to go, let's wait for me. But if I do not find it there, I know I'll surely die. And when I'm dead and buried, oh, Susanna, don't you cry. Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me. I'm on my way to Sutter's Mill with an LSMFT.
Clippity clop! Yeah, come on, you mule! Someday I'm going to write a song about that. I got the title already. Good night, Irene.
I came from Alabama with an ashtray on my knee, 'cause I'm always smoking Lucky Strike, a cigarette for me. They're round and firm and fully packed and easy on the jaw. First full rich cake and mileage too, the best you ever saw. Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me, for I'm on my way to Sutter's Mill with an LSMFT.
Clippity clop! Come on there, mule! Come on, Nellie! Come on, Francis!
30 pound smoking satisfaction, Lucky Strikes are fine. Just light one up and you'll agree, my darling Clementine. So be happy, go Lucky Strike with me, 'cause sure enough there's no rough puff in an LSMFT.
San Joaquin Valley. It was a long, hot, dusty trip. At night, we had to light fires to keep the animals away. We went for days without water, for weeks without a bath. Then the animals started lighting fires to keep us away. Finally, we arrived at Sutter's Mill and staked out our claims. For weeks, we dug and dug and dug.
I can't go on no more, Slim. I'm quitting.
Let's keep digging, Tex. I'm sure we'll find gold soon.
Oh, no. I can't go on, I tell you. I can't go on. This digging is breaking my back. The shoveling is killing me. And look at my hands. They're raw and bleeding. And the sun is ruining my hair.
That's good acting, Tex, but you can't give up digging now. If we hit gold, we'll be...
Tex, look, I just hit it. A vein of gold. We done it.
That's did it.
When it came to English, I knew Tex was right. He had graduated from Harvard. Magna cum laude. Now that we found gold, we really went to work.
Now, come on, Tex. Let's get to work. There's a lot of gold here, and we're going to find it. Down, Tex, down. We're being attacked by Indians. Get down, Tex, down. Oh. That arrow get you, Tex? Tex, speak to me. Tell me you ain't hurt.
That isn't.
All right, Tex. Tell me you isn't hurt.
But I are.
Well, don't worry, Tex.
Look, the chief of the Indians is coming toward us.
Yeah, you stay here. I'll go and talk to him.
Use good English.
I will.
How? Me, he big Indian chief.
Indian chief? What tribe?
Sioux.
Sioux?
See.
Let's not go through that again.
Who you, Paley Face?
That's Pale Face. Paley Face is that statue in the lot. My name is Slim Benny.
What you pale faces do here?
We just found gold.
Gold? Then me take 'em.
No, it's our gold. We worked for it. We dug for it. We slaved for it.
Indian no care. I take 'em your gold or I take 'em your scalp.
Well, all right. Here.
Slide right off 'em head.
The Indian chief left happily, taking my toupee to his teepee. That was the last we saw. Then winter fell, but that didn't stop Tex and me. Or is it Tex and I? What's the difference? When you're rich, you can say anything. We hid the gold in a big snowbank. We had a cool minion. The next day, we began to break camp and leave.
Well, I'm ready to go, Slim.
Me too, Tex. We got all the gold we need. Let's leave before we're ambushed.
Wait, Slim. One last thing. I'm going to go down to the spring and fill our canteens with water. There's nothing I like better than nice, cold, sparkling, clear, pure water.
What did you say, Tex?
Yes, I killed Slim. It was easier than reading that line again. Music, boys.
Jack will be back in just a moment, but first...
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
I parlez-vous, I speak 9 tongues, the linguist great am I. No matter how you say it, brother, Lucky strikes the buy.
I am the leader of the band, I know what tunes you like, and favorite on your hit parade is Milder Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
Yes, friends, be happy, go Lucky, and enjoy your cigarette. Puff by puff, you'll find Lucky's always give you perfect mildness. In fact, scientific tests prove Lucky Strike is milder than any other principal brand. But mildness is only part of the enjoyment Lucky's give you. You get rich taste, too. All the deep down enjoyment that comes from truly fine tobacco. Because LS, MFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So, friends, be happy. Go Lucky. Try a carton of Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Crusade for Freedom offers every American an opportunity to play a personal part in a great moral crusade for freedom, faith, and peace throughout the earth. In Berlin on United Nations Day, October 24th, the Freedom Bell will peal out this message of hope inscribed on its rim, that this world, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom. So please don't forget to enroll in the Crusade for Freedom. Thank you. Good night, sir.
Stay tuned in for the new Harold Perry Show that follows immediately. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.